not get tired. Where you go, I'll go, winter or summer. I don't care the seasons change, 'cause darling, I'll stay right here with you. Every night and every day, 'cause darling, there's nothing in this world I'd rather do. Never been this close to heaven, never felt something just like this ecstasy. Never been this close to heaven. I don't know if this is real or fantasy, or somewhere in between, or somewhere in between. Oh yeah. You could fall asleep for 100 hours and I wouldn't miss a thing. I would keep you safe while you were dreaming. You could scream and shout, cry 1,000 tears, and I wouldn't let fear win. What you feel, I feel. Together we're healing. I don't care the seasons change, 'cause darling, I'll stay right here with you. Every night and every day, 'cause darling, there's nothing in this world I'd rather do. Never been this close to heaven, never felt something just like this ecstasy. Never been this close to heaven. I don't know if this is real or fantasy, or somewhere in between, or somewhere in between. Oh yeah. Oh my God, what a time to be in love. Oh my God, if forever is not enough. Oh my God, what a time to be in love. Oh my, oh my, oh my God. Never been this close to heaven, never felt something just like this ecstasy. Never been this close to heaven. I don't know if this is real or fantasy, or somewhere in between, somewhere in between. Oh yeah. Ooh, yeah. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I could stare at you for 100 years and I never blink an eye. You were beautiful, just like a flower. I could walk with you for 1,000,000 miles and my feet would not get tired. Where you go, I'll go, winter or summer. I don't care the seasons change, 'cause darling, I'll stay right here with you. Every night and every day, 'cause darling, there's nothing in this world I'd rather do. Never been this close to heaven, never felt something just like this ecstasy. Never been this close to heaven. I don't know if this is real or fantasy, or somewhere in between, or somewhere in between. Oh yeah. You could fall asleep for 100 hours and I wouldn't miss a thing. I would keep you safe while you were dreaming. forever is not enough. Oh my God, what a time to be in love. Oh my, oh my, oh my God. Never been this close to heaven. Never felt something just like this. Ecstasy. Never been this close to heaven. I don't know if this is real or fantasy, but somewhere in between. Somewhere in between. Oh yeah. Ooh, yeah. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I could stare at you for 100 years and I
Ah, dang. Woo.
Woo! Listen.
Almost played a third time. Good Lord. Oh, shit. All right.
Oh,
Let's see who's in here. I'm going to try not to start tripping because then y'all call me sensitive and this and that. But like, listen, if there's one live that I wish I could just get my shit off, holla and do all this and do all that, look, it's brick by brick for me, subscriber by subscriber, so you can't go off on somebody to a certain point. You know, Lemon and a lot of other people always say, hey, positive reporter and all this other shit or whatever. But I'm going to do my best not to start tripping. RY is sitting right next to me, so I'm sure she'll be like, hold on now.
I think today you'll get a pass.
Oh, okay, so I can go off. All right, cool. Let's go.
Yeah.
All right. Well, you know, I'll try not to call you out your name and all that other shit, okay? What up, Sparkles is back in the building. Miss
And he is not
Senator.
talking about me, y'all. Okay, so
like-
before
I-
y'all run with that.
I like that. We're closer today. Like, you know, we're pulled up today.
Yeah.
We're not doing this.
Right.
We're not doing this or whatever the
No.
hell. We're right here, okay? Talking to you in the flesh. All right. So anyway, the people in the bushes that are scared as fuck to type, shout out to you as well. MGO with the headphones and the dancing
Hey.
emojis, just Roxy. Let's see, Bella, let's go.
Hey,
What you say
Bella.
the third item on the title? You said Ari, the third item on the title from the earlier live. Envy is not IB child and shouldn't be subjected to the colorist commentary he makes about his own biracial offspring. Appreciate that. Because we sure enough just got some feedback. I was like, huh? But anyway, you know,
God bless America.
if people wish me the worst, then we're on the same page. But if you didn't mean me, it is what it is. Not gonna say your name, not gonna go into the details of it, but
Right.
definitely if you wish the worst for somebody that get for IB or died to get on a platform, you know, I don't know what to tell you. What's up, Arts and Crafts?
Hey,
What's going on?
Suave Moon.
Savi Moon is in the building. Don't
Yes.
cuss me. I'm in my
Gemini.
skybox. All right, Gemini. And we got Diana in the building. Hopefully you're
Yeah,
doing good, Diana. How you doing? All right.
Yeah. Get it out so we can move on.
All right. So I'm going to get into these topics just a little bit further, but let me say what I need to say to
All right,
start
I'm
off.
going on mute.
And then you're going on mute. Hey, but make sure you put the mute thing up. If you put the mute thing up, that means you got nothing to do with it. That's a Mo3 sector thing. Yeah, if you got that up there, that means you got nothing to do with it. Because then people can't say, oh, you know, we couldn't hear your mic or whatever the case may be. Doing great. Thanks for asking. Yes, Diana. Yes, RY.
Huh?
All right. Yeah.
Oh, no.
Mute.
Yeah, I'm going on mute. You see my mute icon. Boom, I'm gone.
All right. Perfect. Okay, so first and foremost, if people didn't see the show earlier, right? It had a whole lot to do with IB, Italian biker, and diet. All right, so when he hit the panel, we were chopping it up. He said, "Let bygones be bygones." And I'm not going to be long because if you saw it, you saw it. If you didn't, you didn't. Go watch the replay. But okay, cool. We were talking, and it went into like a lot of race talk, and a lot of the race talk went into. I could tell you the most shocking things to me was he was talking about folks that didn't have enough toner or enough ink if they were printed out, right? It was some stuff that I don't think should have been said. I'm going to tell you about what Diet told him to do when I'm saying like get off the platform. We'll talk about that. Now Diva, okay? Diva specifically. I did not catch all your live. I saw enough, okay? I saw enough. I have no idea. I believe you asked. I don't know if it had to do with me, but I saw my video up there when you were doing your live, so I assume it had to do with me, obviously. But something about as I said, if anybody has IB or diet up on their panel, you wish them nothing but the worst. Okay. And I believe that it was also asked, why didn't anybody ask for proof that what Diva did to or allegedly did to IB and Diet when we heard, from their side. But okay. So if Diva pushed the buttons of this individual that had to say something or whatever the case may be, that it doesn't mean that I have to prove what somebody did to an individual to start saying racist comments. Like why is it significant to prove that? I don't get it. That makes no sense to me. Either you made racist comments, either you got over it. And then Vic was like, that happened back in 2024. And he doesn't have a racist bone in his body. Yeah, but we were talking about people lacking ink and toner and all kinds of other weird ass shit. And if you don't know, like again, I don't have to prove somebody that triggered somebody to say racist things. All I need to know is what he admitted to. What I was surprised of is not only his comments today, but I was surprised that he said I'm not apologetic and I would do it again, right? After we went through this whole white privilege and all this other stuff or whatever, great. I was kind of surprised at that. So the argument kind of goes out the window. It sounded like one of those my brother's, sister's, cousin's, uncle's neighbor is black, so I'm not racist. I understand that it's in his immediate family or whatnot or whatever, but if I was somebody's son, and one of my parents said certain things about races or whatever, I would feel some type of way. So that's pretty much that. Now we're going to talk about, him being asked to leave the platform and stuff like that. But Diva, I have no idea who you're talking about because the first part of my title here is why did I get set up yesterday? Okay. And I'm annoyed by that. How about that? Listen, pick up your grandson. All right, Terry. Also, thank you for joining the panel earlier. That meant a lot. What's up, Mimi? Did you change your picture? Yes, Mimi definitely changed the picture. I like that new picture, Mimi. What it do? P the panel killer. Who else we got? Shaka Zulu's in the building. Man, Shaka Zulu's been on the hot seat. um
Hey,
on
Shaka Zulu. I'm sorry, I had to take myself off mute for that one. Hey, Shaka Zulu. I am enjoying your character so far. I'm just gonna say that and go back on mute.
Shaka Zulu's like, hell no. You know what I mean? But, hey, the scratch off, I loved it. I like the bullshit. Look at Shaka Zulu laughing. I like the bullshit or whatever, right? And that's going to go into the lemon thing.
Huh?
Okay. So go on mute. Okay. Uh, what's up, TSW? Anyway, let's look at this, right? I'm going to talk about it a little bit more in a minute, but let's touch on this. When anything is going on, what does Lemon say? he says Envy wants to be positive Patty reporter, but when he gets in the mix and when his feet are held to the fire, he's not around. Bullshit. My feet have never been held to the fire where I've ran ever. Um, and my thing is like, okay, cool. If I'm in the chat, it's like Envy, you got to respond. There's so many different situations, right? This latest thing was IB. There were other situations that I want to leave behind because it is what it is. But the latest situation was IB. I'm in the chat. I'm comfortable in the chat. I'm chilling, answering the chat, whatever, whatever. I don't feel like I have to hit no panel to start yelling at somebody that's in their mid 40s, me as well. So I'm not there. But my thing is it's like, okay, he admits to instigating. Hey, he called you a bitch. Hey, he said you don't ride a motorcycle. Hey, this, hey, that. And I'm like, I didn't want to go up there, but just after being asked, well, you know what? Yeah, as I said, you don't confront the issues or whatever. Sometimes he says I want to do the content here, which I don't give a shit. Because the last time I had content that I could have drug out for 3 or 4 days, I said, let's do it at your panel, just because I'm not clout chasing. I don't want the numbers. I just have a few things to say, and it is what it is, right? So when I go up to panels, when I finally hit his panel about certain situations, it always turns out to be a setup. It definitely does. First was him and Roe, and last night it was turn on the camera and show this and do that, and skip to my Lou and all that other bullshit. All right, but if I drop it off, first of all, if I don't go up there, that's a problem. Second of all, if I drop, that's even more of a problem. Oh, Envy's always running. Envy doesn't want to confront issues. I hate it when people, say that, they're into something and they don't want to leave the content on the table. They want to run around and do X, Y, Z or whatever. What the fuck did you do today? Like, real talk. You know what I'm saying? Like, hell with the numbers weren't going to change. Nothing was going to change over here. Nobody like really cared, but I can't believe that you had an issue with Sour Patch, right? You came and said your piece. Okay, this is what Sour Patch did. This is what Sour Patch didn't do. Had a lot of choice words for her. Guess what happened next? Sour Patch hit the panel. What happened after Sour Patch hit the panel? Lemon ran. I don't give a shit how y'all put it. He ran. Um, and there's a couple things wrong with that. Number one, he's supposed to be the scratching god, right? Screaming at people, doing the most, doing all this, doing all that. But okay, we had a situation just like I be on your panel. I didn't run. I took all the heat, whatever it was. When we were done talking, I went and minded my own business after that. But you ran from my show. That shit was so pussy. I gotta say it. Fuck it. That shit was pussy. Because here's the thing. The next thing that happened was, why are you at Pizarro's arguing with Sour Patch? I don't. I'm confused because a lot of times, as I said, it's like, well, Envy, this and that. Well, okay, your feet were held to the fire, and you said that I should be held to the fire, but you were Usain Bolt, like you had new track shoes on in the whole 9 yards. So I think that shit is ridiculous. It's hypocritical. It's like the pick me, want to be a part of the cool kids, numbers watching. Okay, let me run over here. Like that never would have been respected on your end. Okay, you could come off me and I'm done. I thought it was going to be worse, but
All right.
me,
All right.
I can't say worse. I will. Hold on a second.
Mhm.
What do we got going on here? All right. So we got Shaka Zulu, Shaka Zulu, TSW, what it do?
Hey,
Lemon, there we
TSW.
go. Who set you up? I know you're not talking about me. I am somewhat. He talking with his chest. Y'all watch this. Okay. Well, it's really not that funny. But now I'm not talking with my chest. I don't talk like that. If I got a problem, then there's got to be a problem face to face. Fuck the internet. But anyway, it definitely was weird, and you will be crying and whining over the situation. All right, so let's see. Was I set up yesterday? All right. Here's why I feel like I was set up yesterday, because when I have a live today, everybody has all this history. They have the history lesson. We got Vic Damone. You know that like hit me on top of the head. I Why was it so important for me to go up there and be theatrical on Lemon's panel if y'all knew all this stuff about IB? Like I had a live today, boom, he at the panel. I get slapped with a bunch of bullshit, right? Like where was everybody yesterday? Like you guys just wanted to see like oh, this and that. So do you guys understand that it looks a little weird that I'm arguing with somebody who a lot of people have a problem with what he said? So if I'm arguing with somebody about whatever, the moon, and there's been past issues about race stuff, don't you think that I could be put in the situation with everybody else because I'm communicating with him? I don't know why.
Absolutely. No, absolutely. And it was a shocker to me, but I knew last night after Diva, and she was just like, I'm going to go to my channel and I'm going to pull out all the audio. And I'm like, okay, cool. I never ended up
Right.
going back over there. But then apparently here we are today, and more stuff is coming out about him. I'm like, yo, so he really is like this. Okay,
Yeah, and
well,
today he was
I'm
talking
good.
about, yeah, he was talking about people coming out with not enough toner, people being printed out
Right.
with not enough ink, and then he said he would say it again. He's not apologetic about it, all kinds of shit. But like I literally sat here and I watched the chat and everybody going crazy about it. Like,
And when he hit the link today, he hit the link and he said, oh, I'm hitting this link because one of your mods in the chat said my wife is black and I'm saying this. Hi, I am the mod that put that in the chat. That was absolutely despicable. It was disgusting and it was nasty. And what I did not understand for the life of me was how he could sit up here and say, well, I only said my niece was born, but she didn't wasn't born with enough ink. And then you had Vic talking about some. He was talking about his niece. He's not racist. Since when is Envy and Abby related? Because what he said about Envy was, oh, your dad is black and your mom is white, so I guess your dad didn't have enough toner. That's
mm,
racist. Racist. I don't care how you slice it, dice it, or splice it. It's nasty work. And then you're
in
married to an African American woman. That makes it
black.
even worse. Black,
Mm,
African American, the N word, whatever you want to call it. It's worse.
mm.
It's worse.
Yeah, and then trying to pull on people's heartstrings about cracker and honky and all that other stuff or whatever. But anyway, my thing was like nobody knew that information. Like, why would I even talk to an individual like that? Why would I even be why would I even hit a link? Like everything after those kind of racist comments, wasn't there something else? I'm not gonna say that he said something else that I don't know that he said for sure about different family members and whatnot. But I do know that his channel, hey,
Thank you, Miss
Miss
Senator.
Senator, towards your goal.
Hey,
We got four
thanks,
more to
baby.
go. I appreciate you. Thank you so much. So I we didn't even have the conversation about biking. We didn't need to have the conversation about the moon. We didn't have to have a conversation about the grass. Nothing. Like if I'm put in that situation, why? Like who? You can't tell me anybody out of 400 people didn't know that this actually occurred in the past. So this is the second time I'm getting slapped across the face like, "Hey, you need to address him." Well, you know what? I'm going to put out a challenge to everybody. Okay? Like some people were cool with not real cool with it, but some people tolerated it in the chat earlier today and some people did not tolerate it. It was, I wouldn't say it was 50-50, but on the other end, it was like once he started talking about his race car being able to be used in a form
Uh,
to, to benefit like his wife and stuff like that, he would be like, "Oh, when I go into a restaurant, the first thing I do is go to the bathroom. Then my wife gets treated a certain way. When I come over there, it's different. If I've ever had to use my color, because I was like, listen, bro, I don't care if 100,000 black people. You could still like walk into anywhere and it's not going to be like, oh yeah, that guy over there, he knows all the black people. No, you're a white person that gets the white privilege when you walk around on a daily basis. So why in the hell, first of all, number one, I didn't know anything about that. Number two, Diva, what are you talking about? I don't
Hold on.
even know that.
Lady Snoop said, "The fuck?" Diva told y'all yesterday what she went through, and y'all said nothing. She also told you it would happen to one of y'all sooner or later. Fact is, you should have shown her compassion, shaking my head. Number one, Lady Snoop, Diva ain't
No.
tell us nothing over here. What you're referring to is Lemon's live. So you could have saved that comment for when Lemon goes live at 7 o'clock Eastern Standard Time, 4 o'clock his time. But she ain't come over here and say a goddamn thing.
Mm-mm.
Okay?
Yeah. Yeah, no. Not at all. I had no idea. Like I would have a memory after one day. You know what I'm saying? Especially because, especially because we were made to scratch or whatever the case may be, because I'm not supposed to run from content like Lemon did today. We were not really scratching, but he was disrespectful. I was all kinds of this and that, whatever. Yeah, you apologize, but once you come out of your mouth and start saying shit, it hits different, right? So yeah, no, she didn't say that. Now, also, why? I know it's in my title, but hell with it. Since we're on this segment, why did Diet tell him get down, get down, get down, get down, get down? Why can't he just stand in the paint when it's not going in his direction? I guess he thought that my chat was going to be like, oh no, it's okay. All he meant was this excuse, because Vic Damone came up here with more excuses than a kid in a principal's office in trouble. Like I've never seen. Oh no, he doesn't have a racist bone in his body. Oh no, you don't understand the history. Oh no, I'm like, what? Okay. So I guess we're putting on a grade scale of what a person that's racist and or prejudiced can say. I guess there's some kind of line. If you're just as racist as a 7, you get by. But if you go up to a 9, we're gonna whoop your ass. But anything under the 7 is okay. You know what I'm saying?
That's
So
true.
it is what it is.
That's true.
Um,
And then furthermore, Lady Snoop, how could you say she also told you that it will happen to y'all sooner or later? What's today? Tuesday? When this happened, what? Sunday? Sunday night? Something like that?
right.
And they just had the conversation again yesterday
In
when the
lemon,
initial
yeah.
racist comment that he made to Envy was made what, Saturday, Sunday, one of them days.
Hmm.
So Diva didn't come over there and say anything on Lemons until
Never.
last night.
Mm-mm.
And
She
now
was
there
talking
is a
about something
question in the chat.
completely different. And,
There is
and
a
my
question
thing
in the
is,
chat wanting to
my
know if
thing, and
you and Diva
I'll
were so
get to it.
cool.
I'll get to it in a second. Okay,
Okay.
so if Diva felt like that yesterday, she came up to
Thank you,
Lemon's
MGM.
panel after I left with the situation. Like when she say when the first thing that she said, not today on a live, but when the first thing that she said was, "Hey, I heard that conversation and it's bullshit. I need proof and XYZ." Like we're waiting 12 hours to say that there was an issue. She was on the panel. Period.
Yep.
And that whole say it with my chest, lemon or whatever, that's like a cam up thing. Like I would never do that behind a gray screen. Like if I really wanted to like trip out with somebody, it would have to be cammed up. Like there's no way because I think that's pussy when people start screaming and hollering and doing all that shit directed towards somebody behind the screen with this bubble bouncing. That gets zero respect in my book. What'd you say?
Oh no, there was
Molly,
a question in here that said
how
if
the
you're
hell you
close to
snuck in
Diva.
here?
They want to know if you're so close to Diva, how didn't you know this? I'm gonna answer that. You know, and V, correct me if I'm wrong. You really didn't know anything about the whole, where diet went for a length of time until I told you, correct?
Yep.
Mhm. Now, as
And I
far as this
found out
racial
everything
stuff,
about him. Yeah,
as far as
I
this
didn't know
racial
he was
stuff,
a biker. Nothing,
I ain't know none of that
nothing.
because I don't. There's no reason for me to know who a diet or a IB
Mm,
is. You
yeah.
know, so I ain't know nothing about that.
Hmm. Yeah, I mean, and I'm supposed to have like this. I'm supposed to read minds and know that he's a biker yesterday. I'm supposed to read minds and go up there and hear, hey, I was having a conversation. The egging shit on. Oh yeah, he said this about you and about that. No, I hit the panel to have a conversation, very similar to the conversation that people ran from over at pizzas. But it is what it is. Shout out to the number chasing pick me's. But other than that, it is what it is.
Hmm.
But any that when it comes to Diva, I don't understand how, as I said, I'm supposed to know about this guy. Like I was shocked. Like it was literally minute by minute in my live that people were talking about the issue. I was literally thinking on the edge of my I was literally thinking on my feet the whole entire time. You know what I mean? But listen, if Diva feels like I wish you the worst, it doesn't matter. Like if somebody wishes the worst on somebody, the devil's gonna wish the worst on you. Okay. So it is what it is. I'm in a better position than somebody who jumps out the off the porch saying dumbass shit like that. But anyway, um, so that's why I said why was I set up yesterday. It doesn't just have to do with Lemon, it has to do with everybody in the chat or whatever. Like what like do you understand that on why today it was like chat, 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 chat.
I can tell your whole
He's
demeanor
racist.
changed. I
He's
can tell your entire demeanor changed, especially when he got up there and he got to run in his mouth. And the more he talked, the angrier I felt that you were getting. And so, and then the whole toner and ink thing came up,
yeah.
and then he tried to justify it. And I like Vic and all of his quirkiness, but then Vic came up here and tried to justify it by saying, well, he said it about his niece. And then the conversation came up, well, he's not white, he's Italian. Are y'all okay? So,
Italian.
so nobody went to school? Nobody.
Italy's in Europe.
So y'all are
Hey,
kidding me.
Little Mama Obama, an all white club is a little different. He's in a mixed race club. Little Mama Obama. That's one of the debates that we are having. So he is a mixed race club because he has mixed race kids or a kid. Not quite sure how many kids or whatever, but yeah, that
For me, there is absolutely no way on God's green, pink, purple, or orange earth that I can be a black woman living in America, married to a white man that says shit like that out of his mouth. Ain't no way. The only way I feel like a woman would ever be married to a white man that says something like that and she's black is if she needs something, if she saw a credit or a FICO score. Because ain't no way in the world a black woman will be able to lay up beside something like that every night and know the nasty shit that comes out of his mouth. I don't care if it's about a niece, a uncle, a great niece, or a grandmammy. Sick. Period.
Jesus Christ. And since we're talking about crazy stuff, I don't want anybody to say the lake wasn't out there. There we go. It is what it is.
Disgusting.
Yeah, it I don't get it. Like the toner and stuff like that. And the mere fact that people were definitely like, hey, was he remorseful? Does he empathize?
That
Does he
is what
sympathize?
pissed me
He
off.
was like, I don't empathize, I don't sympathize.
I'm
Go
not
ahead.
apologetic. I'm none of that. You not? Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Uh,
Yeah, very interesting. But Lil Mama Obama, now mixed race clubs are literally like about 90% black. You know what I'm saying? That's why he said he has black and Mexican friends and things like that. But I
Yeah, it's
don't
just
care
I don't
who
have
your
any
friends
white
are. It
friends.
doesn't change what comes out of your mouth
It
that's in your
doesn't.
brain when he said he doesn't apologize or whatever. Now, the only thing that I could say that makes any sense to me at all whatsoever on the other end is you can't attack his race either.
Eggs. Now, you see, listen, because at first, I'll tell you exactly what I said in the chat. When he first hit the link, he was like, oh, but she attacked my race first. And I put in the chat, okay, cool. I'm willing to extend a little grace because when he was explaining that, a couple of people in the chat was just like, oh, so this is another PA situation where PA made that stupid ass remark, but then his race was attacked, which led him to say that. I was willing to give him that. Oh, but when he said he was not apologetic, empathetic, or sympathetic, I said, oh, baby, give me all my grace back. I can get it to somebody else. I have none to give you. None.
Appreciate you, Dory. And Dory, shout out to you. I saw you at Jay Wilson's and you definitely had RNY and I's back. So I do
Oh,
appreciate that.
absolutely. I heard about that, Dory. Thank you so
Yep.
much. Hey, the Queen before you. Oh,
Queen
I
before
don't know.
you.
I heard about them a while ago, but it was the first time hearing it. Child, listen to Queen before you.
What's going on, Georgia
Whew,
Peach?
that thing
Yeah.
got good today. And you could tell Envy was getting irritated. But for you
Hmm.
to say I'm not empathetic, sympathetic, or apologetic, I have a major problem with that. Because that says to me that even if, let's say hypothetically, let's say Diva didn't say that stuff, you still would have said that about her anyway. You still would have said it.
I
See,
mean,
because
people are
because
holding that in.
there's a scripture that says, out of the abundance of the heart, the mouth speaks. And if I can sum that up, like my mom and my grandmama say, baby, what's in you gonna come out. So it's always been
Mhm.
there.
Yeah.
And you can't tell me he don't use it towards that wife.
All news to most of it. It is to you though. It is to you, but I got blindsided by it. That's why I said I was set up because I can't understand why so many people knew the history. But yesterday, when I had to go up there swinging and banging, nobody said envy. That individual is racist. You don't even have, there's no need to even talk to him because it doesn't matter how right or wrong I am about a hobby that both of us have. If the person is that, why I don't, I'm not gonna go to a Ku Klux Klan rally because they all got motorcycles and be like, hey, let's ride. Hey, like you know what I'm saying? Like one X's out the other, right? So that's exactly what I mean by setup. So
And I
the
also
only
think just because you have biracial children, that also does not give you free reign or right to say that stuff. Period. I'm sorry, it just doesn't.
most
Mm.
attention they've gotten in a long time. Yeah, I
Ghetto
heard
Turner.
that. There's a special place in hell for people like that. They practically like us culturally peach because nobody pays them any attention in the sector there from the most attention they've gotten in a very long time. Snoop wants to speak on the topic. Don't forget that IB and diet apparently you ain't black if you if your vernacular difference.
That
Oh yeah,
that MGO.
that's what
That
they
whole
said to MGO.
AAVE, that whole AAVE thing, baby, that thing got to me and it boiled my blood. Because you mean to tell me that my blackness is depicted upon if I can talk ghetto, if I can use ebonics, so I can't be black and know how to use the English language correctly? I think that's weird.
That's why they went after MGO
That's
because they said
weird.
Yeah, they question her blackness, and it actually her name says "Proud Black PhD Diva."
Exactly.
Really?
And for those that don't know, AAVE is African American Vernacular English. For those that don't know, don't ask me
Right,
why I know that.
Diana.
Diana,
Exactly.
exactly. Mm,
Black sector has known about IB for years. No one connects with him. He always 1 second away from calling you N word. See, he's one of those, and I gotta say IO to you. So I see you. I see you. I
mm-hmm.
see you. Do our recruiting is not even fair this year. Big
Not
Black
at all.
sector original. But anyway, right here, I told him and Diet. I was like, and my people. I was like, he reminds me of that one white person that you're just waiting to get into an argument with where that's going to come out. Like, literally, sometimes when I get in arguments with, where there's predominantly white people or whatever, I'm like, okay, here it comes. Or if I go to different events or whatever the case may be, where there are white people or whatever, I'm like, I'm going to turn my back. I'm going to go to the bar and I'm going to hear them talking under the breath. Here it comes. So I really, really get uncomfortable around people like that.
Yeah.
And just the mere fact that he didn't have to say the N word today. All he had to say was no toner, low ink, and that he's not, sympathetic or apologetic or anything like that. Again, I was like, well, a bunch of black people are telling you that they didn't take it a certain way. You know what I'm
Right.
saying?
Now you
So
do know that he's also the one, and I saw this going up the timeline in the chat, that he's also the one that said he will take children and put them on the dark web.
Yep. Yeah. That's crazy. Right.
Absolutely.
I know. That's
Sick.
crazy. And it's funny, Ghetto Turner, that people said that I was. It's
Mhm.
funny, Ghetto Turner, that they said yesterday when I was on Lemon's platform that they were going to drag me. I'm
See,
like, okay, about what? Being black? Probably.
listen.
I could only imagine. He spoke about putting little
Yep.
one, yep, on the web. That's what that has been confirmed many, many a time. I agree. There's no way that not one person in Lemon's chat didn't know IB and diet history. I have known for years, and I am B sector. Right, Dory. That's what I mean by being set up. Because like, if I'm the channel holder, I'm gonna be like, hey, chat, do you guys know anything about this said individual that I'm asking Envy, which I'm supposed to be cool with him? Is there anything that we need to know before he comes up and scratches? There wasn't a peep. And that's what I mean by setup, because why wasn't there a peep? Like, at least ask that question or whatever. It's not like, hey, just like today, I didn't ask Sour Patch, what do you want to say to Lemon? I didn't ask Lemon what he wanted to say to Sour Patch. They basically have been airing out their grievances. And the mere fact that Lemon ran is just, I look at him different.
Now,
Um,
Molly, I can agree with this to a degree. Molly said, even envy, I'm not even trying to be annoying right now, but people probably thought you knew. That's what happens when you think, because you don't get paid to think. Everybody does not know everything about everybody. Everybody does not run in the same circle.
no,
I can know people that envy know, but envy knows them way deeper than I would. So like that's crazy.
I
Now
literally know nothing.
I
Good.
knew about I knew about the children on the dark web. That I knew about. I knew about, Diet being sent to jail. I knew about that. But this racist thing, honey, that thing blew me. I didn't know that.
If one person said that, I would have been, I wouldn't have gone onto the panel at all. Because here's my thing, if we're arguing about something and everybody knows that, then I look like I'm participating in arguing with someone who made racist comments and lost the channel by putting people's information out there. Typically, like, bikers don't like put people's information out there so that they could be caught. I mean, I don't know how to put whatever. We're gonna keep on moving. But anyway, all right. So
Hold on.
that's why.
Somebody asked you a good question. Somebody asked you a good question. Little Mama
What's
Obama
up?
said, Envy, do you feel pressured or trolled into going onto Lemon's panel to talk to that man?
Um, Pressured or trolled? Trolled, I cannot be trolled.
Okay.
Pressured, yeah. The reason why I say that is because I try my best to do Lemon a solid. And what I mean by that is, like, for example, as I said, there was a story that went on here that I could have drug on for 4 or 5 days. You know what I mean? And had however many people in the chat. But I took the content to him, right? So I always try to do him a solid. If there is some type of thing, and I just don't like, like he calls me positive Patty and all the other stupid ass shit, right? Because he's a reporter, but he doesn't want to get in the mix. Dude, I've been in the mix way longer than everybody. Period. That you could bring up. I've been in the mix since shit 8 9 years ago. So there's no more mixed for me to get involved in. I've had
Okay.
women in my house. I've had all kinds of shit. Okay, so I've been face to face. I've been in the mix. Mm.
Wow.
So anyway, um, I'm always and I don't have a lot of quote unquote fans. And as I said, I can scream and holler or do whatever the case may be. But
Mm,
who does that? What does that do? Run off somebody's crowd, run off
right.
this crowd, run off that crowd. You say something about one person, everybody's like, "Oh my god, I can't go there and type anymore because I can't be seen, so I can't be myself." Okay,
Look at Dory's
I will
comment.
admit that. Huh? What'd you say?
Look at Dory's comment. That is very interesting.
I
Abby
be
and
in
Diet
diet.
were part of the Beef Black Sector merger. They both were my moderators until I let them go when I found out about their racist and heinous online behavior. Woo! And then I saw somebody say they were banned from Facebook behind this.
Mm. See, that's crazy to me. That's crazy to me. And I'm arguing with this dude about motorcycles. Like,
Thank you,
really?
drunk me. Thank you.
I think we had bigger issues. We had bigger issues to fry
Yeah.
than I got a Heritage '03 Softail that's jockey shift. Really? And
Yeah, that
why
biker
would I?
shit, man. I think that was just fluff. That's what I
Right. I gotta swang and bang or whatever against him and his wife about me being a legit biker, but he doesn't have to swang and bang about racism. I mean, it's not even on the same level.
Oh, okay,
Um,
I'm
they
getting ready to say something, and this may come back and bite me in the tail, but I'm just gonna say it. I think that biker stuff, he was just,
thank you.
if for lack of better words, you talk about drunk meek. Yes, I love that comment. Thank you, baby. I think that biker talk was just fluff because that was his way of, in air quotations, testing your nuts to see how far you can go with him. Because I think he probably thought you was also on that racist bandwagon that he's on, and I'm gonna leave that right there.
Buckeyes. Let's go. Let's
Just,
go.
Buckeyes,
Oh my
absolutely.
gosh. Yeah, you have to hear that all the time. So yeah, did I say pussy to 11? Absolutely. Did I say set up
You
just
got it,
by
baby.
him? Did I
Mhm.
say set up just by him? The only thing that I think is set up is a couple different things, right? As I said, that asking about this individual, the chat would have told him or whatever the case may be, and then antagonizing the situation while I'm trying to figure it out. I'm literally up there trying to figure out, his whole history. I got black, half black this, and I'm with this black biker, this and that. Because my thing is, I don't care what anybody says. I look at white individuals that join mixed race motorcycle clubs and wonder why they didn't go to or white clubs if they have this stuff in the back of their head. So I'm not going to sit here and talk for the rest of my life about this situation. But as I said, also Diva, I don't get it. Like, if you don't understand that I knew nothing about these people, I'm not black sector. I can't name a half a dozen black sector CCs or subscribers or trolls. It's kind of like me saying Goosey is Night Walker, Night Stalker, Night something or
And
whatever, but
something
I'm
like
supposed to know
Nightcrawler. That's
all
what it
the
was.
night
That's
crawler. There you
crazy.
go. However, to be fair, the conversation between the two of you never got an opportunity to fully unfold, as to also change the topic to a bigger discussion about race, though maybe that needed to happen. Possibly. Possibly. Did he respond yet to people finding out? Nope.
Finding
No.
out what?
Are you talking about the dark web? Or are you talking about the racist part, HTX? Just want to be I just want to be very clear. What's up, Dory?
Hey,
Hey, Dory.
everyone. Hey,
Hey, hey.
everyone. Hey,
Hope all
this
is
is
well with you, Dory.
yes, it is. Praise God. I was
Mm-hmm.
one. I wanted to say that you are spot on. I don't know if the spirit's talking to you or what the case may be, but let me give you some history,
Okay.
okay? Because IB and Diet were a part of the B sector merger. So
Mm-hmm.
you're correct. There's no way out of all those people in Lemon's chat that not one person mentioned it, okay? No, they, like I said, they're my moderators, both of them, until I let them go because of their, like I said, their heinous and racist behavior. That's number two. Number three, if you noticed, when he was talking to you in the end before yesterday and the day before, he kept referring to black people. See, he
Mm-hmm.
could because he knew he
Hmm.
kept saying black this, black that. My wife, but he kept trying to
Hmm.
validate his
Yep.
association with black people because he knew damn well he has been called out, both of them, numerous times, more than the hairs on my head, about his racist things that he did online. That's why he kept on trying to make. I'm good with black people. I'm good. You know that vibration. He kept
Mm-hmm.
doing that. He kept doing that.
Hmm.
Okay.
And you
And
know what I said to him, Diva? Jesus, my bad. You know what I said to him, Dory? I said, "You sound like the person that says, "Oh, my friend's cousin's wife's neighbor's black, so I can't be racist." Like I hate it when people try to justify like why they're not racist. I'm like through
And
other
then, Dory,
people.
and then he also said, I don't even have any white friends. Sir, what does that got to do with anything?
child, he need to
That has
stop
nothing to
lying
do with it.
because he's gotten his double S kicked numerous times by B sector, diva, black sector, that Miss Mo lady, all of them. Yeah. Yeah, we know who they are. As a matter of fact, give you a little bit more history. So much so that, and they're big liars too, because they consulted with me to show them how to flag, right? And then they came out and was like, no, I did. They're big liars. He also, IB has a cooking channel. Okay. So when you said that about, oh, well, you feel set up. Yeah. Yeah, because think about how many people were in beef sector bushes when they were floating around. You see what I mean?
Hmm.
Like
Yeah, I
they
mean, my thing is that started from okay, YTCs came over there, and Lemon's like, hey, Envy, I'm minding my own business in the chat. Envy, pull up. This dude said you're a pussy, this and that, whoop de whoop. Okay, but why have me pull up to somebody that has bigger problems than talking to me about motorcycles? And HTX said, Dory, if you didn't know and gave them mod sticks, then how could you assume other people in the chat knew?
because that was before that it came out in the beef sector. Diva brought it to us. Diva eventually started to be my moderator. So during the merger, that's a great question, by the way. During the merger, they're over there, they're parlaying in the chat and everything else. And if anybody knows Diva, Diva's going to tell you the 411, and that she
Hmm.
did. And that's exactly what she did. And as a matter of fact, because after I let them go, Diva, I don't know if you remember, but I was a mod over there with the Wolf Pack, and she was a mod over there in my channel. This was maybe what year of pandemic? It was still pandemic time. It was still pandemic. Sure was. Okay, so but yeah, that's an excellent question. So Diva started making us aware, and then you had the Caucasian lady Miss Mo, and that's the reason why Diet got incarcerated because of that long history. You follow where I'm coming from? So yeah, I did find out the mayor. See, and let me leave it alone. I got so much. I
All
don't want to
right,
be
Dory.
chatty patty yet because they'd be like, oh,
Yeah,
this and
we're
that and
not gonna
third.
stay on this for forever,
Yeah,
Dory.
yeah,
Go
yeah,
ahead.
yeah, yeah. Spirit told me shut my mouth. But yeah, I just wanted to come up to say y'all not tripping, you know?
Good.
Yeah, you're not tripping. So, oh, last thing. Italians
All
are one
right.
of the most racist people. Seriously. In high school, my friend was Italian, right? When her mom came to pick her up, she'd be hide, Dory. She had a baby by a black guy in high school. They're raising a child as Caucasian. And third thing, envy. I know you're black. I have relatives the same color, okay?
Mm,
So don't listen to
yeah.
that bull crap. All right, I've been a chatty patty. Thank y'all.
All
Thank you
right,
for coming
All
Dory.
up.
right. Okay, bye-bye. All right, I'll
Bye.
be in
All
All right, boo.
right. All right. There's
Woo.
Dory. Little Mama Obama said, I heard about the man being racist back in the day when
Yeah.
ZX hit
Yeah.
XZ. That's funny. Hit Olivia, the Oracle link for the first time, and he was beefing with them, but no one cared
Mm.
because they weren't beef sector. Okay. Last night was my first time hearing that she was married. The first time I saw her was 2 days ago at Lemons, right? Chilling, Envy. That's what's up. Ghetto Turner. She doesn't know the history. You're asking the wrong person, right? Spend enough time talking about it, like I said. Okay. All
Yeah,
right.
they got enough
No,
of this.
Dory isn't lying. No, it's good. I'm gonna keep it moving. All right. I just the only reason why I brought that into literally the only reason why I brought that into effect is because a lot of people talked about it yesterday, right? I should have every right to feel that not a single person said envy, you don't even have to sweat that. Envy, you don't even have to worry about that. Envy, it's all good or whatever. But the channel holder has a responsibility to do that. It's not just like, oh, let me do this, do that, whatever, whatever. But at the same time, like, hey, yo,
Yeah.
but not just Lemon, the chat and everybody else that magically today knows from knows when he was born, where he grew up, and all this other shit or whatever. I why didn't I get that last night? So that's the
Great
whole setup.
question. Now, if
So
I can answer Diana from Brooklyn, but before I do, Lil Mama or Bubba said I call him XC because if you say his real name, he'll pop up. Not he Candyman. But Diana from Brooklyn asks, are they questioning his race, right? Here's what I'm going to say yes. If we go back to Lemons Live, they were talking about this whole biker bull crap, right? Not bull crap, but this whole biker club stuff. And so he kept referencing his skin tone or something like that, but he refused to really ask the real questions. So then it came out that IB is a part of a mixed race biker club. See, but if IB was smart, Envy was dropping hints that he is a part of a biker club that they don't allow white people to join. That's thing number one. I don't know how he didn't catch that. So then when Envy said he's biracial, and he said, my dad is black. He turned around and said, oh, your dad must have ran out of toner.
yeah,
Excuse me, Pastel?
yeah.
Are
And
you
then
okay?
as I said, he also said when when the woman was printed from somewhere that she didn't get enough ink. I
Yep,
was
his
like,
niece.
what the hell am I supposed to do right now? Because here's the thing. I did put in the title here that Diet was going crazy. She was in the back. Drop off the platform
Oh,
now.
shit,
Get away from
today?
those people. I'm like, is she worried about something coming out? Like
Yup.
what? I heard her in the back. She wanted that man up out of here so fast. Remember when he said he had to repaint his new house? It was during
Country
that
queen or
time that where my
something.
moderators. Oh, okay. I called
Okay.
my teacher Chinky Eyes and got expelled from school in 10th
Oh,
grade.
Jesus Christ.
Damn, slow down now.
Whew.
Italian biker is really a person that about that, but I'm not about to get in the middle of two of those brothers. No, I get it. I understand that. Now, I don't
I don't
care
think it's a matter
if
of getting in the middle of anything. It's a matter of you gonna respect a nigga when they in your face. Period. You don't know these people. So then to throw out racist statements like that and then try to justify it by saying, "Oh, well, my children are biracial. My nieces is." I don't care. I don't care.
Well, that honestly though, if you really think about it, that should make him not say it even more.
You would think if
Uh,
if was a fifth, we'd all be drunk.
right. So that's the part about being set up.
Yeah,
Yes,
done with that.
it's just I have to go into the channel holder being Lemon or whatever. Saw the bullshit or whatever. I just wish it would have been just looked into a little bit more because for whatever reason, I duck a bunch of smoke and all that, and I got more smoke out on these YouTube streets
Can I
than
say
most
one more
people
thing about
combined.
this? And ghetto,
Yeah,
when you hear this, ghetto, bro, I rock with you. You know I love you, but it ain't only Lemon fault. See, because ghetto was in that chat too, hyping it up, telling you go to click that
I'm
link,
not
and
saying it's
ghetto
only
knows.
Lemon's fault.
Oh,
I mean,
okay.
he's gonna take that because he said I'm speaking from my chest because I said that's pussy.
Oh, well,
If
yeah.
I wanted to say you're pussy, I would. I said that activity is pussy, but anyway, I'm not gonna sit here and justify a fuck thing to anybody. Do what you got to
I hear
do.
you.
Um, I was around during that whole fiasco, and believe you, me Diva was not no one that anyone wanted to be around. I'm being honest. She's trying to be re-elevate herself. Well, I mean, this isn't the way.
And now
I
if
will
they
say
also
that.
left a comment before that one as well. It says, "I'm not going to lie.
Okay.
There is more to that than what you hear. People got a way of agitating people and making people say some things they don't want to." Okay, and hey, I can't argue that because your history with her goes deeper than mine or what I know of these people. So it is what it is. You know. I'd be cool with me. All right. Hey, and he may be cool. That's the thing. I'm not saying he's not cool with y'all.
I'm
What
not
I am
saying he's
saying
a
is
cool
what he said out his mouth was not cool.
right. There's a difference. You could tell somebody, you could say that, listen, I don't think that he isn't cool. I think that he's reckless and,
Very
and,
much so.
and doesn't take accountability. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's very, very simple. Just take accountability and don't tell us that you'll do it again
Yeah. When you
during a
said you're not
sensitive argument
empathetic,
like that.
sympathetic, or apologetic, that's when I say, all right, whatever, I'm done. I ain't
Right.
never got to talk to you again in my life. I'm good.
Right. But anyway, what I have to say is basically like what she telling you is that no one in
Mm,
the black sector like her. Got it. MGO, no one should say bigoted things to one another, regardless of their background. Right.
exactly.
So okay, let's go into where are we at now. I also want people to realize, like, really think about why Diet went crazy. Get
Okay.
down from there. Don't talk to those people. Run, go. And he dropped off of there. She was going crazy, and
Now
I don't
he
understand
was
why
he
she has to
was
be that
bucking up
mad.
against her. He was bucking up against because she was saying,
He
"Get
was
there." He said,
trying.
"No, I got it. I got it." She said, "Oh hell no, you got to go."
That's what you well yes, that's exactly
That's
what we said
exactly.
to them, little mama Obama. We said
Yup.
that didn't just come out of nowhere.
Mm.
That man didn't just, but as I said, I wish somebody would have told me the history last night. So I went up to that platform looking like a damn fool because as I said, I'm apparently the one that runs from platforms. But anyway, um,
Mm.
she showed you when the brother Shaka Zulu came up on Lemon's panel last night and started attacking a brother that has more of a black name than you, and she is a agitator that's chasing content. Well, I did see the unnecessary argument with Shaka Zulu.
Oh
I,
yeah.
I don't know. Like Shaka Zulu said, you don't if you don't know my name, you don't know I'm Haitian or whatever. If you just look at me, I'm a black man, which is 100% true. It's pretty simple. At the end of the day, Italian biker is in a sector that predominantly black, and be mindful what he had to go through for him to make statements like he made. I'm not giving him a pass. Be mindful.
Okay.
Okay, gotcha.
Now with that statement right there, right? So if people are willing to be that understanding about him being in a predominantly black sector, why are people like Terry diving and everybody else that's white getting so much fever for being in the beef sector? Why?
Yeah, yeah. But
That's
Envy, you
crazy to
already
me.
know how people are gonna say you also made comments about his skin. Definitely not taking up for him, but playing devil's advocate. My thing is no. I didn't talk about his skin. I just asked him if he feels like he has white privilege, and he said he did because when he goes to his wife, or when he was able to use himself, when he was able to use his skin color, he said it. When he was able to use his skin color, he did to assist black people to have a better opportunity within certain situations.
But
That
where was
man
this
said that he used his
yesterday?
white skin for that.
Absolutely, he did. And then,
Yep.
two, where was all of this when he was over there at Lemon's panel and he was calling you all type of milk colored skin and everything else like that? And Lemon was just
Yep.
laughing.
Yeah, I know. That wasn't funny.
That
You
wasn't
know,
funny
milk
at all.
yeah, no, like, and as I said, like there's a certain thing and it's all good, whatever. Call, do what you want, whatever. But, hey, if racism is on the cards, then it's on the cards. I can't tell anybody, but in the new beef sector, I have no idea whether you could be racist or whatever the fuck. Exactly on why white people in the sector, yeah, they get hell for
Right?
sure.
Like, my thing is
Yeah, there
this:
you
we
go.
don't get to pick and choose. It's not like when we're in the uterus, we can say, "Hey, Lord, I want to be this color. I really want to be black. I want to be this."
Mm.
No, we were born this way. It's
And
not
she
our fault.
did. And she talked too much. And she talked too much when he said he sure did. I was surprised. I literally was surprised that somebody said that they utilize their white skin to get some of
Hmm.
their friends or whatever out of trouble or out of situations. I was like, so basically, you're sitting here talking about how much white privilege you have. Like everything I said to him, he was like, it was
No, what did he
wrong.
say?
Like,
By the time I was done with them, we had our meals comped. We had this of it.
yep.
A black person can walk into a restaurant and do the same thing. Like that. That's not flexing
Yeah,
at
he
all.
did say that. Oh, because I
Yeah.
sat down. Yeah, when he treated my wife, my black wife, like that, when I sat down, we had our meals comped, and the manager came over and apologized and all this other stuff. He said if he would have left his wife there without obviously being a white man, that they would have been treated like shit. So there's a lot going on there. You know what I'm saying? But I'm not
Yeah.
I'm not gonna beat it to death. We're going to move on because
Absolutely.
that subject right there really grinds my gears. And I want y'all to think. I don't need like an answer. Would you say? I think things happen so quickly. And since when do you listen to us, Envy? I don't care. This is art. No, I don't
Oh, that was a good
typically.
one. That was
Yeah,
a
I
good
don't
one.
typically listen because you're here today.
Oh,
I don't
exactly.
appreciate this sector or this either. We all like kids, whether yellow, black, white, we're all
We are
precious.
precious in His sight. Okay, Jesus loves the little children.
Absolutely.
But it really
Okay.
did happen fast. It did, Molly. It happened very fast.
Very fast. And the only thing I said about Lemon Ran is because, as I said, like, could you imagine? So him and Sour Patch were scratching. We're talking about
Yes.
Board Gate
Oh
9.9. You know
God,
what I'm
not Kitty
saying?
Kid again.
But right. Well, Lemon said what he wanted to say about Sour Patch.
Hmm.
It's typically the same things, right? But about the boobs and the drinking and the husband and bad marriage and all the other bullshit, right? But I let Sour Patch up and he dipped. Could you imagine if I did that on his panel? What would I get?
I tell you what you get. Envy. You just go run. Oh, don't worry. I'm about to go call him on Instagram.
Mm,
Envy. Where you at, bro? Bro.
I'm gonna get you up out of here and all this other bullshit or whatever. It'll be very interesting. It'll be very interesting when I see the lemonettes, lemonaires, or whatever. What they, how they feel. I'm not gonna ask. I'm not gonna ask, but at the same time, like literally, if I ran now, let me ask you to the next level of that.
Roger
Okay, if
Peach.
if I left, right? Okay, that's one thing. but let's also double down and say if I left and had
Uh-huh.
that conversation at another panel to bring the content, then what it would have been. Now I'm gonna call him on
Mm.
Instagram, this and that. What do you think that would have caused?
An uproar.
Yeah,
That's what I think.
total
Georgia Peach, you are
pandemonium.
crazy.
What Georgia Pete say? Envy, do you? All right, let me get away from the damn mic. Jesus Christ, Georgia Pete's
Woo.
always doing that shit. Jesse Lee.
Oh,
All right, he's a race
whew.
betting
Mm.
shy bone. How are they still lemonettes and lemonaires if he is now Jordan Limbaugh? I don't know, don't care. That's what I call him anyway. I call him Lemon. You know, I call him Lemon. I'm not gonna rebrand him to Jordan until until he sticks with that list and continues to do better, not hypocritical and all that other bullshit. The chase the cool kids to the numbers and all that other bullshit. But honestly, you think there'd be an uproar? What kind of uproar you think there'd be?
Oh, honey, he'll go live. He would have dragged you. He would have said this. And he would have got to screaming and hollering, and one of his 5 million accents would have kicked in, and you would have had ghetto in the chat. Envy, bro, where you at? I know you ain't going out like, oh my God, it would
I
have
know
been
you ain't going out like
crazy.
that. You were
Hold on,
just here. So
HTX
don't pretend
Sweetie.
like you ran. What? Oh
HTX
yeah, yeah,
Sweetie.
yeah, yeah,
Baby
yeah.
Roy Rodriguez got knotted up like his name was Ray J. I'm sorry. I had to get that out.
Oh wow. Not Ray J. All right.
Yes.
All
Whew.
right.
So yeah, it
So
would have definitely caused an uproar if you would have did that.
I
You
mean that would have been Envy's match. Envy
know?
runs. Envy. He's from the Mo3 sector, so he needs to be able to stand up. But that listen
However,
as
however,
a
I think he would have done that because he knows you would be listening, and he knows that that would get your attention. He knows what to do to reel you on in, and that's exactly what he would have done.
if I get pissed off, I'm hitting a link or I'm doing
Oh.
something. I'm not that kind of person. It is what it is. For Georgia Peace, let me get away from this mic. Jesus. Uh, the most annoying thing is people to talk about things they did not witness.
Oh, okay.
All right. Envy is biker's gold.
Yes, he is.
I am definitely at the top of the food chain when it comes to that
Now,
world.
I'm
Okay.
sick of talking. I'm sick of hearing about
Yep.
diamonds, diamond check, diamond
Yeah.
cuts. I'm
No.
sick of
No.
it.
No. 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 We're not doing that. I promise. All right. So anyway, some people feel like I was set up. Some people feel like I wasn't. I don't know why it was so damn important. I just want to drop in the chat, I hang out, have a good time, get on the panel, laugh, joke, and just be cool. You know what I mean? I don't have to be in any kind of beef every time I go over there. I don't have to be a part of the fucking commentary because I take it over there when I can.
Yeah.
The 515 show, Molly gets on me that we're the executive producers of the night show with Lemon or whatever, but this show is primarily put together so I can definitely alley oop the night show. Do I think that Lemon needs that to survive? Absolutely not.
Absolutely not. Mm-mm.
Absolutely not. I will never sit here and say that shit. But at the same time, you know what I'm saying? I try. I'm the little guy over here with 150 people in the chat. What's up, Sour Patch?
Hey,
Sour
What up?
hey,
Patch.
Arnwy, hey,
Hey, baby.
me. I came back because I know it was a lot earlier, and then it went to
Yeah.
something else. Like, oh no, I can't take Tulsa. Tulsa,
Well, believe it or not, Tulsa today did very well. I
Oh
was
yeah, I
impressed.
was like, wow.
And
So,
as a matter of
mhm.
fact, shout out to Tulsa and Terry. That
oh
was
yeah,
panel
that was
gold
that was
today.
good.
That was
That was good.
amazing.
They helped make such a point.
Mhm.
Like
Yes.
I was
Yeah.
very, very appreciative of both of them. But Sour Patch, what's going
Mhm.
on? You were at the panel.
Hey,
How did you end up at pizzas?
I couldn't. Well, I saw Tulsa on the panel. I'm like, peace. I'll be back. Honestly, I just couldn't. Before I drop down, and then we start. I start talking shit, and then we go get into it, and the commentary takes a different turn. I just said, let me just leave. So I went over there, and then I dropped down on pizzas for a while. I said, oh, let me just let her give her some time over there, and then there was a comment made. So Lemon was, I don't know, doing what the fuck he does out there in the streets, getting something at a restaurant, not cooking or anything, meaningful, just out there doing whatever the fuck. And then I had made a comment about binary, because I heard that binary had said that I was lying or played a clip. So the conversation was in binary, and Pizarro says, "Oh, I thought y'all were cool. I didn't know that he said something about you." And so when Linda comes back into the live, when he heard Sour Patch, it's his guilty conscience or him thinking about me because he thought that I was talking about him. And he's like, oh, let me tell you about Sour Patch. She was on my panel the other day, starts the whole thing all over again. And I'm like, bitch, I wasn't even talking about him. I didn't address him. I was there in the live kicking it with Ken. And so that's when he went and, he thought that I was talking about him when I was not even paying him no fucking mind. And we got into it over there, which, yeah, as soon as I hit the panel, he went and Pizarro's and ran on the panel over there. I didn't even know. I only found out when I saw Tulsa and I said, oh, bye. And then I saw him on the panel over there. But even then, I didn't even, I was over there. I could give a fuck. He thinks that I need his attention or I need to be seen. I was there kicking it with everybody who I always kick it with. But when he came back to the conversation and he heard my name, that's when he started spiraling, literally. He spiraled and just started going off when the commentary wasn't even about me.
Right. I thought y'all were gonna have the conversation here because when I brought you up, he dipped. I was like, where the fuck? Wait a minute, where you going? So I don't know.
Now
I
he
don't know
ran like
exactly.
Yep.
hey y'all, now he ran like Daria
Hey.
fat ass with that fucking clogged artery, you fat bitch.
Yeah. Hold on. Watch the F bombs. I want one video in
Oh,
green. I'm trying to get
I'm
Brand
sorry.
Connect,
I'm sorry.
please.
Yeah,
It
not
doesn't
like
mean you
baby
got to talk
mom.
like you're in
Yeah.
church, but F bomb every other word is
Yes, I'm
not
with
gonna
R.
work. Go ahead.
I'm with R&Y. I'm with R&Y. We in praise the Lord. Oh, praise the
Okay,
Lord.
praise him, honey. Hey,
Don't
Yes,
Ladonna.
but
stop, black.
eh,
Hey,
hey,
Ladon.
who?
Hey, pizza.
Hey, Ladon. You still blocking
Pizarro.
me. I'm
White
very unreal.
Sparkle's here. What'd you do to pizza?
Oh,
Hey, Barn Dog.
I don't see people, so that's what I'm gonna say. People just envious, jealous, and let them keep that. They don't want me mentioning them, don't mention me. Period, point blank. Anyway, like I was saying, Diva got the receipts. Diva gave Sour Patch love, and it is what it is.
Oh,
I was
yes.
shocked to see Vic. I was shocked to see Vic had I was shocked to see Vic had what's the name? And then, it was interesting, but then Diva put the backstory to it because some guy named Jim came up who was the original Black Sector, and he started telling how Diet came from Vic's camp. So they put now story to it, but maybe I wouldn't have looked at that man. Well, that man ain't no kind of damn Italian. So he need to stop that motherfucking lying. Okay, people need to stop hating and come to fuck on camera and not living where they can't cook in their motherfucking kitchen. As I said, but I said, that's your mama, bitch, with your raggedy ass. Now let's show your motherfucking life. Girl, let me not. Let me get the fuck down from here and not having a bitch running from Dovey like
I
the
was
fuck
wrong,
she can.
Sparkles.
Girl,
I
bye.
told him.
Good
I
night,
told him they were
later, y'all.
All
Let me get
right,
the fuck out of here.
okay.
Sparkle.
Bye,
Sour Patch, I love
Sparkles.
you. Because I
Love
ain't
you,
got time for a
Sparkles.
Florida dusty bitch with a non existent
Oh,
motherfucking husband. Next, bitch,
oh, Lord.
please. Later, y'all.
Bye,
No,
later.
no, trust me, Molly.
Sparkles never finished this.
I know
Sparkles
you're
in the
half
middle.
joking. So did you get anywhere, y'all? Are you still talking about boobs and husbands
No,
and
he still comes up with the same old boring reads. The read for him is his life. Like I always say, YouTube is. I mean, it's a fun thing to have, but to make it like your life as far as like your accomplishments. Oh, I'm in the beef sector and I'm on top of the beef sector. That really, no, that's not having, it's having a job, being independent. Even, I mean, a woman or a man doesn't validate you, but if you have a significant other that you've been with, hey, that's another, that could be a plus. It's not anything too toxic. Things like that, of value, of real life, and the main thing is having a job where you go every day. But it's the same old shit, living at home, coming
I
on
say
YouTube,
this to
thinking
people.
I'm gonna do my big one. On what? You sound like a fucking dweeb. Okay, I'm doing my big one. I'm doing my big one. On who? And by the way, he's like, you'll be watching. You gotta be watching. I have watched, but guess what? I'm not watching. I'm not gonna watch shit today. I could give a fuck. Now today on Pizarro's, I
That's
will
on
tell
that
you,
mic.
his mic
Okay.
was not miking. So at the very end, okay, I had the last word and I won that scratch, period, because he had to drop down on the panel because he's over there getting Panda Express and he's talking about me getting cavities, but yet he's over there with his Timu teeth eating Panda Express every day and smoking cigarettes.
Oh God.
What's gonna happen
Jesus.
to those Timu teeth in what, like not even 4 years? They're gonna be crumbling at the stake. You're gonna have to go back and get a reevaluation because they're with nothing but sweet Panda. This bitch don't know nothing about a salad. He don't know nothing about drinking water. He don't know nothing about cooking a good dinner. When do you ever cook a dinner, go to the groceries, have a real life? He's a motherfucking Toys R Us kid that refuses to grow up. And it's pathetic and it's sad to see that an almost 40-year-old, okay, cannot be responsible. Okay, the only thing he has to show, like I said, are his blue shorts that he holds on dearly to, his leopard sheets, and his dog. That's it. And his mom probably takes care of the dog more than him. So there's no value and accomplishment in his life where you can try to tell me shit saying I have cavities. He's on his way to go get cavities now, and he's making it seem like my mouth is so terrible. I have all these cavities. No, the fuck I don't. But I could care less. What I do have though, I do have a deed that's under my name with the house that I have. What I do have, I have a vehicle under my name. What I have car insurance.
Let
What
me
I
ask
have,
you this, Sour
I have a
Patch.
job. So all of those little reads, those petty little reads on all that, it don't mean
Sour
nothing at
Patch.
the end of the
Can
day.
I ask you a question?
Hmm.
Sour Patch. Let me ask
Ooh,
you
and
this
hit my heart when I
first.
ask you this, Sour Patch. Girl, are you in love with Lemon? Because honey, I only seen
Oh,
women in love with
No, what I
men
was
act
gonna
like this.
say. No, what I right. No, I was gonna say something really similar.
Okay.
Okay, okay. I have to be fair. I'm fair regardless of where I am with people or whatever the case may be. Sour Patch.
okay, Crafty.
I always ask somebody if they have a lot of problems with somebody, right, when they're not cool. Jacked up teeth, T-Boo this, leopard cheeks, whatever. You like them with all of those things, so you can't take it back, Sour Patch. You can't use against them what you accepted when you liked
What you're
them.
not gonna do, Envy, is take my talking points. What the heck? Because that's
Yeah,
exactly
Hey,
where
and you know
I'm
what?
going.
And the same goes for him too. The same
Okay.
goes. The same goes for him. And God forbid, I love y'all's unionship, but if that ever happened and y'all end up, and I don't want to hear that. We'll never do that because
what's
but
up, Jasmine?
until you're there, you won't know if and if
And I can
and
agree with that.
if that
Yeah,
happens, I could always say, well, Envy, you didn't think of her like that. Oh, R and Y, you weren't saying that. So it does happen down the line,
yeah,
but
Okay.
also
But Sour
whenever
Patch,
you
hold
fall
on.
out,
Hold
you know.
on. Let,
right.
let me throw this caveat in there, okay? Envy and I actually spent time together in person. So that you don't think that would be a little different versus a
Oh, that might
virtual
be
Discord
worse.
thing?
Yeah, it would be
Well,
worse because y'all actually seen each other in person, so y'all would have more dirt on each other than someone like him and I that've only been in Discord, and y'all have
exactly, Diana.
actually
She
been,
misses Lemon, baby. You can tell. Oh, I
so
love this.
Jealous.
well,
No,
um,
but no, but right. No, but you have to. Yeah, no. But honestly, okay. So what do people say? What do people say when they break up? Oh,
Oh,
on the
his
man,
penis
yeah,
little.
yeah. On the man's side, we say the pee was trash. The sloppy toppy was trash. Uh,
Yeah.
what
yeah,
do
I
y'all?
saw that happen. No, I saw it happen over here after a meetup.
on your end, the largest,
I heard a hot
pain,
dog down the hallway. I heard all of it.
the hardest,
But at the
the,
time, it was
the biggest pain, all because all of a sudden it's as big as your pinky, this and that. What I'm saying is, no, Sour Patch, everything that you're mentioning, I have to hold you accountable for the fact that you accepted that when you liked them.
Hmm.
yeah. And you know what?
Right. Right. This
Because
is
because we were
oh
cool.
my God.
Because I look past that. When you like
Okay.
somebody, you look past a lot of things. You do. And I mean, there was a
Did
similar
he look past his
situation.
Mike's
There
Hard
was a
Lemonade?
similar
Go ahead.
situation.
My bad.
I remember very well when you had your trip and you were having a great time and all of
Right.
that, and then y'all came back and it's like, oh, I can throw a hot dog through a hallway kind of thing. And I was thinking the same thing. But she was great. She was what y'all went, made content. Y'all were
What's
so
up,
cute
Daria?
together. Y'all look adorable doing little love skits and everything. But when they came back, oh, crackhead, and I'm like, see. So I mean, it's life, but I will, you know what? Here's the difference, and I hate it when people say that, is if I was beefing with anybody, I would do the same thing. Now, haven't y'all seen me in my defense now? And well, not that I'm getting defensive, but in my saying my side of things, if what was that?
The B
If,
sector. Oh yeah. We're gonna
oh,
go over these. Yeah,
okay,
yeah.
okay. Well,
Oh
let me
Lord.
You
get
see
off.
all the time I took writing this shit down. But go
Yeah.
ahead.
What I'm saying
You still didn't give an acceptable answer. So
well,
why
I'm
did you
giving
accept all
one
that?
now. Even
No,
Hey
no,
though
I
Daria.
got you.
we've
Sour
all,
Patch,
what I'm trying to
Sour
say is
Patch.
we've all been there. But
Yeah, we
another
have
thing that I want to add is
things that you put up with when you
when,
like people. I will give
yeah,
you
yeah, yeah.
that.
But
I'm
one
not
thing I'm
taking that
trying to
away from
say,
you.
and I hate that people misconstrued me as when I'm going at it with somebody. Now, lately, when it comes to females, I haven't really been, well, I haven't beefed with anybody but Skiva. But I promise you one thing, Envy and RNY.
That is
And
sick.
here's the thing, y'all can hold me to this. Yeah, now y'all
Uh-huh.
can hold me
Okay.
to this. If Clay Skunka was around the beef sector, coming on your panel, going on Pizarro's,
Yeah.
I would be on the link the same way that I am with Lemon.
Okay.
If shit Trish, who's in the B sector, which I've been talking hella shit and dragging her fucking ass, if she would be around and talking and responding to me, um, and I try not to do too much because if they don't respond, I don't want to look like a bully either. But I will troll, okay? But if it
Of
was,
course.
shit Trish, you guys, and y'all see me when I have beef with somebody that wants to beef with me, i.e. Beans, i.e. I don't know, other people who I've even when me and Pizarro, do you remember when we beefed for a whole like 5
Yes.
Yep.
months straight? She was willing to get in the ring with me where we beefed on
Right.
NBs, we beefed on her panel, we beefed on YouTube cameras, we
Uh
beefed at
oh.
Evans, we beefed at Lady Nika's, right?
Uh oh.
So anyways,
I
and
was
that
trying not to read that. Envy, you are petty as fuck. Okay. You
oh
are
please,
petty.
that is
I'm trying to
so
ignore that.
stupid
Oh,
Oh my
and
God.
delusional.
No
And you
more
know what?
fruit
And I
snacks.
can only say one word with anything with that is blocked. You're
I
blocked.
know. I'm just being shady. All
I
right,
know.
go ahead.
It's okay. That person's on ignore. But anyways, so when I'm saying that someone that's worthy, okay, let me change it.
woo.
So if it would be a female
Right.
that I'm beat that I don't, and you know what, I'm not gonna pick. It has to be kind of organic, right? I'm not
Okay.
just gonna go down the line and say, oh, you'll fight with me. Let me start picking on you. It's got to be something that pissed me off that I didn't like that we can go back and forth with, right?
But let me tell you this.
So I,
Here's my thing.
so
I
let me
think
land my
if
plane. Just let me land my
okay.
plane. Let me land my
All right,
plane.
boo.
So at the end
All
of
right,
the
yeah,
day,
you got
what
it.
I'm trying to say is because Lemon is, he acts like a total bitch, a gossiping bitch, and likes to be up here gossiping. And you know what? That helps the B sector because it gives commentary. I'm not taking that away or because I have watched and everything. But if it was somebody else that I was beefing with, whether it was a male or a female that was willing to get in the ring with me everywhere we go, it wouldn't be any different than it is with Lemon. But because we have a little stupid past that I regret, that I'm like, Jesus Christ, it'll never go away, which is fine. But because we have that, automatically when we beat, people think, oh, you are just have so much passion. But the way I cuss him out is the same way I cuss out Beans, Two Peas, Bands, the same over there in the Discord. I give that same energy with whoever I'm fighting with. Does that make sense a little bit more
Yeah.
with like
Mhm.
the
It
whole
does.
thing?
It does
So
make
that's
sense.
my kind of
However,
explanation of things.
it does make sense. However, you beefing with the women the same way you beef with women. I get it. See, but you ain't sending your boobies to these women. You ain't finger popping the taco with these women.
I
That
Finger
ain't never
popping
finger
the
pop
taco.
nothing
that
with
that you
no,
may have done with lemon. So I feel like
never
it's a
did.
little different. And I can tell that your beefs with lemon are way more passionate than it is with a woman. That's why I asked, do you really secretly love him on the
No,
low?
and that's what I'm saying. See, that's because your perspective is, and that's what I hate is that people can't separate a beef
Hmm.
sector from anything. And I get it.
Right.
It's like if it happened, you can't. It happened on YouTube. I get that. But if you go, you can even go listen to when I fought and scratched. The other day when I was on his panel and I was scratching up there, it's no
Hmm.
different. I have the same energy. I yell. I say the same. I might have more insight on Lemon because I was been around him probably the most for the longest. I've
Okay.
known him since the 13 days. So maybe I think y'all are interpreting that is because like I have so much to say because I have so many reasons. Because the more it's like when two people are close, the closer you are. When you fall out,
You
the
learn more
fallout's
about
gonna
them.
be
Yeah.
worse,
Yeah.
right? It's
Okay.
always worse when a boyfriend and girlfriend or best friends or someone that has had a closer that are in behind the scenes, you already know, ooh, when they fall out, the tea's gonna be good because ooh, the dirt's coming out. I think that's the difference between him and I, and let's just say me and a random like Shish Trish. I've never been in the back with her. Anything we beef about would be anything that has come out in the front. So could it get really juicy? Not really. You're not gonna get a lot of tea other than just rags and tags.
And
But with
Sour
him and
Okay.
Patch,
I,
you do
we
And I
have
can
maintain
take
the
that.
same.
fight
Yeah,
on
you
each
do.
other.
I will give that to you. You do maintain the same energy. You definitely do.
Right. It's not
When
like you hear
when you're
me crying
scratching with
when I'm fighting
somebody,
with them, and I'm not crying or I'm
but
not.
at the
Oh,
same
I'm
time,
the
no,
same. I'm the same.
you definitely got the preferential treatment. Hey, I'm gonna close my live out so we can have our time in the in the whoop de whoop and the
And I
Discord
wish
or
that that was
whatever.
erased from history, but I get it.
Aw.
It's part of YouTube. I'm not above anybody that any tea or dirts come out of.
Hmm.
I just wish it never happened because now when it comes to just to me, I just see it as a beef, guys. There's nothing more or nothing less. And like I told them in to his face, if I wanted to, if okay, let's say y'all's theory was right, right, or you're kind of the back of your mind. Oh, I think she's in love with him. It's been since October of 2025. Now, if that was the case, since then, by now, if I wanted to, and he admitted yesterday, and if I wanted to come back in any way and use an excuse, now tell me, would I have not been back way before now and been back a mod and been back in the Discord and been back on the YouTube streets?
I
I
think
mean,
you would have.
on the I'm saying YouTube as a managing mod, I would have definitely. So if there's this love thing going on, why am I not there if I want him so bad? Because I don't desire to go back. I never have. Everybody came at me and said, "You'll be back, Sour Patch, like everybody else." Guess
Mhm.
what? Everybody else has gone back. Even y'all have gone back, and I haven't gone back. Now that goes to
Okay.
show that
So
I don't have any, I'm not trying to put y'all down. I'm just saying for
you're
me,
good, baby.
I have no desire to go
Okay.
because if I wanted to, I could have been done back. I could have been in the
So
Discord again.
so here's my point, right? Because you said, don't you think if I wanted to go back, I could go back? And I'm with you on that. But there was something that I caught the other day when you hit his link. You came up there under somebody else's name or something like that, and you said
Sassy
no.
Spade.
Right. And you said no, you have my other one blocked.
Right.
And he immediately went and unblocked it. That's
I,
why
I
I
have
feel
nothing.
like
Okay, well,
But
I
see,
had
that's
nothing.
more.
I have
Hold on,
nothing
but
to do with
RY,
that.
that's more on his part. That's more on his part. Like I said, I told him to his face. Both of them had feelings for each other, no matter how you slice it,
absolutely.
dice it,
Oh,
on motherfucking goddamn trigonometry. Now I only came up here for two fat
What?
motherfuckers that body
Hey,
mass
the
index
sparkle
reach all
F
over the goddamn
mom.
gymnasium. Cause I'm sick of these bitches. Barney, let me
oh,
tell your dying ass something, bitch. Okay? While you worry about my motherfucking landline, bitch, you can't get Rob Rag dick out your motherfucking brain, bitch. While you got a
God
goddamn
damn.
Mexican laying on the motherfucking floor, whore.
Okay.
Okay, you stinking dick sucking ass bitch. And Big Man TV, why the fuck you up here talking about she in love with him? Bitch, he was jealous over your fucking fat little 3 inch goddamn half a motherfucking wiener sausage, you fat
Hey,
motherfucker. Your ass is half a cheeseburger, bitch.
Sparkles.
Now shut the fuck up.
sparkle.
there you sparkles.
Sparkles.
My money is
Jesus
going out
Christ.
the window as you talk. God, Lee.
Um,
Sparkles get on the roll, honey.
With no earphones in today. Oh God. Tweety said
oh,
no earphones. Oh my God.
Tweety, my our bad,
Uh,
our bad. Sorry, work. This is strictly just
Sorry.
yeah.
YouTube banter.
Even though,
Um,
even though F11 or whatever, for one day, I still have the evening show set up for the redirect. But I want to go over
Oh,
these. I want to go over
damn,
these rules
Sparkles.
or whatever. And
okay.
if you
Right.
guys think that,
So before I
like
go real quick, before I go,
yes,
so you can go on to your next skit, segment. And I
skit.
do want to not skit segment. I meant to say
Jesus,
segment.
they already think I run plays.
um, I will say this, like, so I have not bothered this person. I have not bothered his ass. Whenever he starts on the, oh, she's obsessed, I'm like, oh, hell no. Maybe I am doing too much, because the last thing I want is anybody to associate me with being obsessed. I had been not
I'll be
mentioning.
right back.
Okay,
Okay.
we've been in the same spaces, and I just go on ignore, like he's not even there. Now, I had an opinion the other day because he's
Okay.
a content creator, and I told him to his face what I thought, and he didn't like it because it wasn't too favorable towards him. Well, that's too bad. If you're a content creator, how come he can go speak on other content creators and his opinion, like he was so opinionated this morning at YTC's, telling just Krista, well, in my opinion, I think blah, blah, blah. Okay, just like you can have one and it wasn't favorable towards her, mine wasn't too favorable towards you. But that's too bad. And you want to get in your feelings and start to try to drag. See? And I dropped down in his chat because I said, look, I wasn't dragging you, okay? I had an opinion. That wasn't enough for him. He went on to start to drag me. So here we go again. Then we can start it all up, because he cannot handle, he can dish it out, but he cannot take it. And that's not my problem, because not going to stop me from saying what I want to say when I see something. If I have an opinion, I'm not going to hold back because, oh, Lemon might not like it, he might not drag me. I could give a rat's behind about that, because no one's going to silence me. Just like I'm the same Sour Patch that I've been before and
Sour
after,
Patch.
before Lemon. I'm the same person. I will give my opinion. I will tell you what I think. And if the content creator doesn't like it, that's fine. If they drag me, I'm dragging back, whether it's him or anybody. My stance has never changed. So that's where I'm just giving where it's not like I've been constantly going at him. He started this. And so, I'm like, okay, you went ahead and dragged me for no reason, because I didn't drag you. We were having a respectful conversation about you, but you can't handle it. Okay, then we'll both be two non-handling crazy MFs together. Okay, so that's all I had to say on that.
We got it.
And again, I won't be watching. I could carry. He thinks
Okay.
I'm gonna do my big one, girl, boy. Bye, Linda. Bye, Linda. Bye, Felicia. I want. His mic wasn't miking, so I already said what I really did. The big one over there at Pizarro's earlier, and that was it. So that's
Right.
it. That's all. And shout out to Diva. I want to give a shout out to Diva because I think that's what you were kind of gonna ask me earlier. And Diva was mentioned me how he was trying, and she could see right through it by being
Sour Patch. Jesus.
I mean, Sour Patch is lining them up, okay? And
what am I
I
Baby.
trying to say?
love it.
Yeah,
I love
Harry
it.
Potter.
she was no, she called him out because she
Oh
knew
my
that
God. All right, fuck it.
he tried to put a racist jacket on me. They put a pedal jacket on
And,
him. He
Oh,
put a
and be
iller
said, I need that redirection.
he put an iller
I
jacket.
know.
He
I
put an
know.
iller jacket on just Krista. He put a gay jacket on over there at Shaquem. So everybody's got jackets. His don't fit any better than mine. Mine don't fit any better than his. But he can put on jackets. But they put a jacket on him, and he's still holding on for dear life. If you want somebody to get over what you did to them, you should get over what they did to you. He wants Shaquem to get over the computer. He wants me to get over the lies of trying to make me out as a racist because he did it with malicious intent when he lied on me. Well, then he should get over the pedal jacket that they put on him. That's it, and that's all. Like, you can't expect one. It's hypocrisy if you can't do what you're asking people to do for you. And
Okay.
you know,
Thank
anyway,
you. The-
but
Envy,
thank
are
I
you
you.
defeated?
mean,
There you feel defeated.
are
Got
we
it.
good now? Can
We
we
are
go on
good,
to our
and
list,
thank you.
please?
I know
All
I had to
right.
kind of cram it because earlier I know we were going to have more time,
Yes,
but
Sour Patch.
everything
No, no,
happened.
no, no, no. If I let you talk before you say it, you're gonna drop down. You're gonna go into some other shit.
No,
Okay,
no,
respectfully. Sour Patch,
no.
Sour
Okay.
Patch, go down and
Thank you,
I don't
guys.
know, mod
Thank
or
you,
whatever you
everyone.
do down
You're
Find
there.
my
welcome,
Okay.
baby.
circles. I appreciate ya. Kisses.
Appreciate you too,
Yeah.
Bye.
baby. Have a bye
Love
bye.
y'all. Love y'all. All right. Thank you. Ooh, child.
I love me some salvage, honey. I don't know where she
All
get all this
right.
energy from, but I
I
love it.
go. I know. Well,
What's up,
go
Lady
ahead, Spark.
Sparkles?
All right. All
Oh,
right. Jesus. All right. That was a long runway. But when y'all say land your plane, I'm like, that was I don't know where that plane was going. Probably to go find out if it's Italy is in Europe.
oh God. No, but I heard that earlier today. I said, y'all are stupid and y'all are dumb.
Okay.
Okay.
Well,
Uh,
we got some people that aren't well traveled. But anyway, all right. So let me pull this up here. And let's go
okay.
through this. You see,
Yes, Barn Dog. She goes
look at the
off.
comment. Look at the
She goes
comments. They're like, oh my
off.
God.
Shout out to my boo, Sour Patch Honey. You just give her 2 minutes, she'll take 20. That's all right. Let her get it out.
Yay. Shout out to her. All right, so let's move right along because we don't have too much longer. All right. All right. So wait, hold on. Let me see. Because I don't know why my computer is doing some weird hold on. Some weird stuff.
Hmm.
I think I'm on backup internet. Jesus Christ. Hold on,
Oh
hold on,
Lord.
hold on. Let me see. Let me make sure I got this set. Okay. All right, cool. I do have that set. We're definitely going to be at the evening show. As soon as we go over this part right here, I want you guys to see this. I actually took the time to handwrite it, so we're going to look at the shit. All right. So, new sector, all right. I don't
Hmm.
have a list for the new sector because the list doesn't exist yet, but it's kind of like one of those things that balance out F-ish with like respect. Like basically, like keep people's channels out of it, keep people's families out of it, things like that, right? So I can kind of I don't emerge between positivity and drag and gag and whatever. So let's look at the beef sector. Let's see the beef sector rules and rules of engagement and all that other stuff. Let's see what we agree with, and then obviously we'll be able to talk about the you guys could talk about the other thing later. All right, so just because this is a long list, y'all, I'm not going to spend too much time. Let's go into it. So this is the beef sector handbook as of right now. This is the J Dunn, and I believe Rick Reed was a part of it. Rodney, Ken, whatever. All right, so here we go. Your requirements to get into the beef sector. I guess the beef sector once the frenemies thing happens. I'm already beef frenemies, so all
Be
right.
friendly with me.
So I did. Well, look at my page of
Yeah.
the banner. It says beef frenemies. But anyway, like Mo Beef. But anyway, all right. So your requirements, and I want in the chat in the chat, please tell me if any of those things are these things are crazy, if you think they make sense, whatever the case may be. Okay, requirements. Number one, anyone prior to the pandemic, 2019, who was already here is beef sector.
Okay.
Well, that would be what, 7 years? So 20, 22, 3, 4, 5. Now, does that, what I'm saying is what I want you guys to think about, and we're not going to, as I said, we're not going to sit here and go through each thing. Does that mean adjacent, or does that mean like straight up, we recognize you as beef sector? Is that 2.0, 1.0? I think we need some clarification on that. You know what
Well,
I'm saying?
considering how it's J done, I'm going to
Yeah.
say it's not adjacent because back then I don't think we were even using the word beef sector adjacent at the time.
hmm Okay, so number two, we got you must have actual relevance in the sector. Kind of,
Mm.
what's up, Bodyworks? I'm kind of trying to figure out what that means. Like, you can't, if you're in the beef sector, you're in the beef sector, right? So,
Mm.
like the people that have 5 people in their chat or whatever, what does I mean? The main word right there is relevance. Like, what if you're beefing with everybody? You know what I'm
Then that
saying?
means you
I
have
guess that's
relevance.
okay. So you have to be known when you drop in a chat. Everybody's got to be like, envy, envy, envy. You know what I'm saying? But okay, so we have to have relevance. Number three would be know some history.
Okay.
Now, the key word there is some. I mean, I
Mm.
know that ROI has been here. I know Lady Nika's here. I know Pizarro's here. Is that like some? Like, what is some? You know what I'm saying? Like, do I have to go back to Sean Bradley and Club Chat and
Well,
uploading videos and
I'll
huh?
say this. As far as that number three, I think as far as number three, you're fine. You're good with that. Trust me. Because they already say I tell you everything anyway. So you good.
Okay, cool.
You good.
I got ROI in my pocket. All right. Okay, so must know how to drag, roast, and gag. Okay.
Uh,
Uh
mm. Now I know you're
hmm.
good at that. You can do
But
that in a very
in a very shady way, but not going crazy.
yeah.
You said entertainment is universal. What's up, Mitri? Haven't seen you around in a while.
Petrie.
Hopefully you're doing good, Mitri. All right, so must know how to drag, roast, and gag. I mean, I would hope so. But basically, they're saying don't go up there. What I get from that is like, don't use the same reads. You know
Right.
what I'm saying? Like, don't say, hey, you're gay. Hey, you're short. Hey, like I would assume that means go outside of just the regular reads, right? Because we already know most of the reads. We don't want to hear that shit over and over and over again.
Right.
You know what I mean? I can't stand watching a scratch on a panel where they say the same thing. Hey, you're sensitive. Hey, you're a bitch. Hey, you're sensitive. Hey, you're a bitch. You went to Vegas and wore Timu shoes. Okay, well, I'm like, please stop.
Yeah, that's
So must be able to drag on camera.
Oof.
Woo!
Now, shout out to these people in the chat. I see 2016 Beef say that. Listen, I go far back as SLVS. I remember there was some blackout where all the content creators came together. I remember the Justin J and Treasure Lane debacle. Listen, shout out to my beef sector historians. Okay, now carry on. I'm sorry. Throw that out there.
Must be able to. You must be able to drag. Okay, got that. But the must be dragging on camera really holds that nobody wants insecurities. It's a whole lot different looking at the camera yelling at somebody than it is behind these gray screens. Trust me.
That knocks me out.
Um, yeah. Okay, so you're right. So must know how to carry a show on your own and not need a panel.
Mm,
Hmm.
that knocks out
Hmm.
90% of these. Oh, that was
Yeah,
so deep.
most people,
Uh-uh.
so you either have to go to Avatar Nation or you can stay in the beef sector.
Mm.
Um, but actually it says, well, actually, I'm wrong about that. Just carrying a show doesn't necessarily mean on camera, y'all. All right. Um, Must know how to drag. Wait,
What, number
must
7?
know how to. Yeah, whatever. We're skipping number 7. Must
Yeah,
know
I
how
don't
to
know
be
what
an
that said.
asshole. Number 8. Must know
This
how to
is stupid.
strike. Oh my God. Number
Striking
8.
flag,
You
really?
must know how to strike and flag. Oh God.
J Dunn petty. J Dunn is J Dunn said, "Look, y'all got to do more than what I do, which is just send the email, honey. You got to know how to
You
strike these
you
people."
can't, yeah. I'm not, there's no more sending emails or no more none of that.
Oh,
You just need to know how to strike
oh,
and drag or strike and flag. Now, listen, that right there starts the
oh, hold
controversial
on,
part.
hold on.
Yeah.
MGO, thank you so much. The one you just skipped that says must know how to docs. Shout out to
Oh,
MGO chat.
docs. Must know how to docs.
Yes,
Jesus. Okay, so you must know how to dox. Now
knock me out.
I'm assuming that these rules are non-negotiable. You can't just say, "Oh, I don't like 7. I like 2 better." Whatever. So you must know how to dox, and then you must know how to strike and flag. And then number 9 is must know main CCs and subbies, past and present.
Okay. Oh, I know that. Mm,
I can rock with that.
yeah,
Because basically that goes along with knowing the history. How the hell can you know the history if you don't know the people,
very much
right?
so.
I
Like my thing is
vaguely.
this: if you can't tell me who Squeaky and Tiki 44 is and Frank White, we can't have a conversation. I'm sorry. Period.
You must do real content, not lazy content.
Mm.
So let's take it like this. All right, panels to me are not necessarily lazy content. In my opinion, lazy content to me is playing people's shit
Yeah.
and watching it for 2 hours. Oh, hey, at minute mark, 2 hours, 3 minutes, and 22 seconds, Envy said XYZ. And you know what? I used to do that shit.
Yep.
I used to do it a lot. I'm not going to ever make myself exempt from something that I'm guilty of. I used to do that a lot. But I tried to bring in, 3 or 4 different things or whatever. So I'm assuming that it has to be original. Okay. So let's keep going. Must have been doxxed before.
Oh, J Don, what the heck?
Oh hell. I
J
feel
Don
like
is
this is getting biased.
petty.
I feel like this is getting biased, y'all. You know what I'm saying? Let's see. 280, what a year thing. Okay, so you have to get
He's
doxxed. All
petty.
right. I've been doxxed plenty of times. So I'm fitting into all these categories except for the doxing and flagging and striking. I don't do anything to anybody's channel. I
Oh,
don't care what
God.
happens. Um, must have been in a beef with at least 2 other beef sector content creators with video to prove your dragging ability.
Oh, I got that in the bag, honey. Stop. Okay.
Oh, mm.
Like most. Oh,
You
oh.
said you like most of these rules as far as it applies to myself, but that doesn't matter because I'm just a visitor here. I've never claimed to be beef sector. If others like the rules, cool. MGO, you're not going anywhere. All right, that's it.
Mm-mm.
I'm calling the street sector immediately and saying that you cannot have MGO back. All right.
Nope. As
So you
long
had to
as
be in a
I got a
beef.
channel, FGO's over there with me. Okay.
Number
Not my
13
channel.
is must be able to keep the audience entertained.
Oh. Well, that knocks out half the people.
Oh, damn. You know what I'm saying? I would assume, like, honestly, I would assume that that would mean numbers because my thing is the only measure of that people could say you're boring. You know how many people
Yeah.
say I'm boring and I'm not entertaining and all this and that, but the same number of people typically stay in here until I'm finished.
Yeah.
so, so
Or
that kind of,
the person, that isn't entertaining causes the chat to go find entertainment. So maybe they're helping the entertainment aspect of it. I don't know. Just like these
I,
rules are getting
I,
harder and
I,
harder,
yeah,
yo.
yeah. I don't know. Not being, you said it. I would disagree. I would have to disagree about James not being able to drag on demand.
Oh, baby. James could cut that camera on and just James could sit there and just have a regular conversation and will be dragging you. That's why I
I
love
know.
it.
You won't even
Love it.
think that James is by.
You
I've
won't.
heard him. You won't even think he's dragging you, but he says it's almost like me. I'm so calm but unbothered, but I'm saying some real disrespectful shit. All right, so must have had beef. Okay, must be able to keep the audience. Got that. Anybody can get dragged. So
I mean,
basically, no
but that's
favorite.
now. That's now.
Bullshit.
Dragging anybody. Yes, they
If
drag
somebody
any and
get
everybody.
Okay, well, I'd like to add on to that. I'd like to
Okay.
let Jay Dunn know, and don't run and get an army to help you get out of it.
Oh
Like, how
God.
about one of my rules? Well, one of my rules would be one on one, one on one. So don't go get you to create these groups, these cliques or whatever because somebody's dragging you. But anyway, I mean, this kind of eliminates me anyway because of the striking and the flagging and the doxing. Like that would
But
eliminate me anyway.
you always say I'll never touch your channel.
Oh,
That's
I
what
mean, I'll age restrict you, but that's
I
about
mean,
it.
yeah, but that's it.
Yeah, I'm not gonna strike flag, none of that or whatever. But anyway, no, I was just joking, y'all. I was just joking, y'all. I wanted to see,
Ooh,
yeah.
now this next one is
I
the
don't
good
I don't
gotcha.
touch I literally don't touch people's channel. Like we could be so mad we want to crash out, jump off of the damn porch and all that other shit. I'm not gonna touch your channel ever. If I was gonna touch somebody's channel, I'd go over to ZX's and get my pictures taken down. I don't give a damn. Just be within reason, okay? Don't call me what IB and Diet called me today. All right.
Right.
Anyway,
This next one
oh
is
my
gonna
God.
knock a lot of
Okay.
people out.
Number 15 must, I'm just playing about the whatever. I'm just trying to push the envelope about that situation. But anyway, oh, Jesus,
That's the
must
get
be
gotcha.
able, whoa, must
Yeah.
be able to hold at least 200 people in the chat when the streets are hot. Not just hold
My
200
God.
people, but that when the streets are hot, when other people are alive.
Now here's the thing. Here's the thing. I don't think that is necessarily fair because if we are this little sublet sector of YouTube and it's only, a couple hundred folk over
Yeah,
here, let's say 1,000, right? And let's say
that's
it's
cutthroat.
already five, right? And let's say it's already five content creators live, and the streets are hot. If it's only 1,000 people in this sector, each person gonna get 200 people. But then at some point in time, shit gonna get a little hotter, and folks gonna start leaving. That is not fair. That's not fair. I don't think
To
it
be
is.
honest with you, though, honestly, though, I think that eliminates the people that aren't. We can go back up to the entertaining. Must be entertaining. Must be this. Must be that. Apparently, that would eliminate the 200. Now, let me give you a caveat to that. I
Okay.
think if you start a new sector at all whatsoever, or if you keep the beef sector, I hope pizza, lemon, whoever puts together something that you must extend the algorithm. Like for example, Ghetto wants to do like this whole beef sector stuff, but his algorithm, his passion is sports.
Right.
So if my passion is motorcycles, or if Lemon's passion is race cars, or if Pizza's passion is conspiracy theories or whatever. I think that the 200 can be possible if you get out of the shadow band sector and bring in other
Okay.
people. That's
I can see
possible.
that. I can see
So
that.
that's
Now,
I could agree with that if we
let
don't
me
just
add to that
spare
though.
subs.
But let me add to
Yes.
that because you said
Okay.
it's possible. You just got to have that entertainment factor. It goes back to that one rule that's on here. My thing is this: if the streets are already hot, that means the people are already entertaining. So we
Yep.
can't intertwine the two together. However, I do agree with you when you say expanding the algorithm so that particular rule would work.
Well,
Because
you also yes.
if we're taking 100 people from the B sector over to
Hmm.
this new sector, and ghetto like sports, and you only got two people over there that like sports, where the hell everybody else coming from? Then you got you doing motorcycles. Don't nobody really like motorcycles except for maybe three people
Oh
that's going to this new sector. So
my
it's
god.
still, I don't know. They're gonna have to figure this out.
I
Ooh,
get it.
200.
You
Yeesh.
gotta you gotta start somewhere, I guess.
Ooh,
But
200.
my
Mm.
thing is, well, I mean, they're putting strategy in there.
They
Like
are.
if you say something about me crazy over there, all I have to do is just double back and go live after you for the response. It's easy to get 200 people in the chat if you create these fake ass beefs. Okay.
Oh, but hold
Um,
on now. But why
so
do
I
you have
get
to wait for them to end in order to respond? See, because honey, Rick Reed said something
you
that was
talking
so
about
good the
drain
other day.
checks?
No, Rick Rude said something the other day when he was live. Well, when he did the follow up live to the whole fake summit outrage live,
Mhm.
he said, I don't care who's live. He said, if I'm sitting in your bushes and I hear you mention my name, I don't care who's live. I don't care how many people you got. I'm going to click my live button and I'm going to respond to you.
Mhm.
So there's no need to wait. Mm-mm.
No
Because if
need
you got the
camming
real
out.
entertainment factor, they'll go over there. But
They'll
then
go
again,
over
this is
there.
2026 where we have multiple devices in one house.
So you know, shout out to the people that got me on the TV, the iPad, the
Yes.
phone, and the computer. Okay. So let's keep it moving because
Okay.
we're at 7:23. We're gonna get up out of here in about
All
15
righty.
minutes. Um, well, I'll say 10. I'll say 10 minutes because let's go ahead and fire up, Lemon. Go ahead. I didn't see a list today, but it should be cool. So I like this. This is my favorite one. Must be a great storyteller, talent, and creativity.
I agree because that's how the beef sector started. Shout out to Lady Nika and Sean Bradley and Treasure Lane with these story times. Absolutely.
Mhm.
Absolutely.
Because then they get to know the content creator because I will give myself a little constructive criticism. Me being the reporter or the self-described reporter or whatever, I'm not telling stories or I'm not showing a whole lot of talent. So I would have to brush up on that. And honestly, your true fans want to hear the stories and stuff
Mhm.
because they're connected to you. You know, it's not like, and I fault myself for a little bit of the lazy content because I basically just report on what everybody else does. And I'm not going to come out here and say, like, I'm a top tier content creator, just talk about what everybody else does. Do I think I'm organized about it? Yeah. Do I think I put my spin on it? Sure. But it's not fantastic. So I would have to work
Right.
on that. Um,
Now, I would like to
Noti,
say this
this is
next
about
rule we can
Rodney.
skip over that one.
No Tommy
We
Sotomayor
can skip right over
supporters.
that one. We
That's
know that's about
literally
Rodney.
that's
That's Rodney.
literally Rodney's number right there.
Skip right on over
Yeah,
that before Rodney get
it's
mad at
no
you again.
crime. I have no idea what the hell that says.
Let me see. What number?
18. I must have gotten
Uh,
tired.
let's see. Anthems, no
Let's go.
crime.
Okay. I don't
Okay.
know. Okay, so you can't cry. We'll take that. Rules of engagement. No fast tracking new people or outsiders. That's great because, you
Oh.
know, I like that because the thing is, you know, in high school or whatever or junior high,
Hmm.
you know, we were so interested in the new kid. You know, the
Right.
new kid that moved into town or whatever. You know, we're always like, all right, were we going to be cool with this person? We not going to be cool with this person? Whoop de whoop. Now, let's just say, like us cool kids that are
Hmm.
athletes, we're like, yeah, that's the coolest person in the world. All of a sudden you didn't have to know us ever in your life. We're in 10th grade and we've been friends forever. So
True.
I'm all about that because my thing is the reason why I think a Rick Reed or a Jay Dunn would put that in here is stop attaching yourself to people for a clout chase. That's what I
Absolutely.
think that means.
I agree.
You know what
Now,
I'm
with that
saying?
being said,
What's up,
absolutely.
Leslie?
Now, with that being said, Envy, if we can go back up one rule that you skipped over, it says must be able to handle your own against multiple content creators without crying for help. That's the one right after the Rodney rule.
Right. Okay. Okay.
the Rodney, the Rodney,
Yeah, that
Jesus.
Rodney rule is
Rodney's
crazy.
gonna be dragging us later.
He is Rodney.
Okay.
Don't do that to me,
Oh,
please.
Rodney's already set up. Like the thing is, they didn't need to
Right.
make a rule about me. Well, it doesn't say your name, so if you live it or since you own it, whatever,
Woo!
embrace
Shout
it.
out to Rodney.
Uh,
Hey, Leslie.
all right, so we got you should not sell out the sector for any dollar amount. Woo.
Oh, I know exactly who that's about, but I'm gonna shut up.
Mm. Well, basically, don't go. I don't know. Like, okay, you don't have
Don't
to
go sending
necessarily say who
emails
it's
to other
about,
content
but
creators that's not in here trying to sell out the whole beef sector because you're trying to get in somebody's. Mm, praise the Lord. Yeah, you know exactly who that's about. The one who lied on
uh,
you.
yeah,
Uh huh. Uh huh.
So yeah.
Yeah. Skip right on over
Anyway,
that.
moving
Skip
right
right on over
along,
her.
because we
Skipping right
know who
past
some
her.
of these. We know who some of these. I could literally go down. I could start at the top from the requirements down and tell you who they're thinking about. Okay. Uh so
Hold on.
let me
Just
see
Krista
here.
said, I wonder if I can be beef sector. Okay. That's the
No.
question. Yeah.
Yeah. So you should
We're
not sell
moving right
out the
along.
sector. Right. I mean, let's see here.
I guess I mainly dislike 7, 8, 11, and 14. Hmm. Maybe the other rules are okay, but again, my opinion is only that. I realize, okay, I can respect that. I can
What
respect it.
what was that? Don't Okay, it says don't start fights in their sector expecting backup from the beef sector. Whew. That does happen.
Yeah.
Remember when they told, okay, god dang, Rodney, my bad. But remember, I was talking to Jay Wilson. Jesus, remember I was talking about Jay. I was talking to Jay Wilson on Pizarro's platform, and the
Mhm.
main thing I asked Jay Wilson, yeah, I said, what if he starts talking about people of a different lifestyle, LGBTQIA community? I also said, what if what if he doesn't make it? Jay Wilson said, well, then don't come crying to us to jump
Right.
in there for help. I don't think that somebody should go to their sector. And that goes along with running and grabbing help 1v1 fights is what that goes to. MGO said, I guess I mainly like 7, 8. So must know how to whatever
Must
the
know how
hell
to
I said.
dox. Must know how to strike
Drag.
and flag.
Must, I guess I mainly dislike. Oh, okay. All
Yeah, so
right.
she doesn't
Yep.
like the must know how to dox, must know how to strike and flag, must have been doxed before by a content creator, I guess, and then anybody can get dragged. Those are the four she does not like.
Where do I fit in if I'm a reporter? I'm a report on all this shit.
That was a good question. Okay, that was a good
No, but
one.
honestly, no, it's a good question. Quite honestly, if I stay just strictly a reporter, I don't fit in well to this.
Mm.
I mean, I'll literally give you the truth. Because basically, if the level of drags and stuff like that, only a few of these would apply to me. But honestly, my account needs attention. I would have to step my game up in the beef scenario.
I
Because my
like that
thing
name.
is, yeah, I mean, and the thing is honestly, if I'm not willing to adhere to, what's set out there, then I don't belong. You know what I mean? Like it's kind of like here are the rules of playing football. Oh, you don't like that you can get tackled? Well, then you don't play football. So, this a lot of this eliminates me, and that's me being completely honest. Break it up to make up. I actually like that, or like, wish could be enforced. It would make things interesting. Oh, the makeup to break up, Jesus. Let's see here. Don't start fight. Okay. No protection plans. Ooh,
Oh wow.
ooh. So basically, you can be dropped off of a panel. You can be scratching in the chat. There's no favorites like, oh, this place is safe or that place isn't safe. So no protection plans. Ox City, what's up? The
That
handbook
is
is
going to
so
be
dummy
rather
shit.
interesting.
Won't nobody be over here? Well, there are some requirements and some rules of engagement that I think that people are not going to accept. I definitely know that. Evening show, we're going to be here for about another 5 minutes. So do your thug thizzle. It's already set up to redirect and all that other shit. But no protection plans. And then number 5 is must be able to do a show on camera. That doesn't mean drag. That doesn't. You said so. With these rules, who's going to audit these lives, evaluate, and score these lives? That's the first thing I asked. Truth and reason. I
The beef
said, what
sector
if
gonna have a
somebody?
QA department.
I guess I mean you have to have like a grand jury sit down. Like I think there's going to be a lot of favoritism in that truth and reason, not just beef sector but also frenemies. Because like what gets you out? Do you get 3 strikes you're out? Do you get counseled? Do you have to go to the principal's office? Like who's the gatekeeper? I don't know. I guess you have to go back to the handbook and say you broke this rule. I have no idea. That would be my huge question. And you know what? Truth and reason, I'm going to highlight your comment one more time. Where the hell? Right here. What I will also say is I asked the frenemies, I said, what if Beef Sector or somebody else fights you under their rules? So let's say you're frenemies, for example, and let's say a Beef Sector person comes in based on this handbook right here and starts doxing you. What are you supposed to do? Chill?
Good question. Very
What
good
if they
question.
come in and do stuff that you don't do? What if they flag you? What if they strike you? What if they dox you? Let's see what else. Or any of this. Any of this. Like I don't understand like in my opinion, this is a major disadvantage against frenemies because this is a brutal chart right here. The rules of engagement right here is like, damn, we shit, we can come with whatever we want to come with, regardless of the ramifications. It's not the same fight. It's not the same level of fight. You know what I mean? If they're
Now,
doxing and everything else
let me
like
ask
that,
you
it
this.
just
Let me ask you this. Based off of these rules, right? You
yeah,
have to know how to dox. You have to know how to strike and flag, so forth and so forth, in order to remain in this current beef sector. Do
right.
you think that with these rules, at some point, it is going to drive everybody that don't do what's on this list over to the new sector anyway?
Well, I will say this: the only thing I can the only answer I have to that is just because it says you know how to doesn't mean you have to do it. Like
That's true.
for example, I know how to strike, flag, get you up out of here, dox everybody in your family. All I know how to do all this. That doesn't necessarily I mean that I have to partake in it.
But in order to remain over here, you have to do it.
No, it said you must know how,
Oh,
not you
okay,
must
so you
do
don't
it.
have to do it. You just have to know how to do
Exactly.
it.
Exactly. It says you
Ah,
must know how to strike and
ah.
flag. You must know how to. It does say the creativity and all that. So I guess that people can definitely be within, their guidelines. But the reason why they probably said you must know how is because they said you must have had certain fights with 3, content creators in the beef sector or whatnot. And the thing is, in the beef sector, if you have fights with people, they're saying gloves off. Basically, it's no rules of fighting. But as I said, must know how doesn't mean that you need to do that.
Now, this must
Like
know how to
everyone, because
strike and flag also then strips people away from being able to assign a representative. Carry on.
right, right, life, beef sector, how will it affect J Dot or any
Mhm.
other CC? Realistically, it's not a labor unit or something.
She said,
What the
oh,
illiterate?
oh,
Stop
get
it.
out.
Just chill out. I was in a rush. I feel like the OGs came up because they didn't have the access to avatars at first, but with the technology advances, your access and abilities. Yeah, and Ox City,
Absolutely.
I'm with you on that. But now that we do have that, and it can be in the rules, I guess you're good to go. So is there training?
Oh, this
So is there?
is sick.
Oh my God! On doxing, dragging, flagging, etc. Who wrote this
Oh,
curriculum? Oh my God!
listen, this syllabus
Like,
is a very interesting. And my
well,
thing is
you
this.
can't fast track new people, so
No, you can't. Oh God, you can't. But my thing is this, because and to Oxidy's point, I definitely understand where she's coming from. However, what I don't understand is why people sit over here in this sector and act like
mm,
you can't be successful if you don't cam up. You can't be successful on YouTube. And my perfect example for that, to kind of counteract that, is there's this lady I watch named Pink Book Lessons. She has over 450 to 500,000 people, subscribers, and to this day, nobody knows what she looks like. Nobody. So it is possible to be an avatar and nobody knows who you are and still be successful. But however, I understand this sector was based on you cutting on that camera and you're gonna see all of these flaws, and I'm just gonna drag you and go on about my business. I get it. I get it.
yes, I have Microsoft Teams and all the other stuff, ghetto. But honestly,
That's
last
it.
night while I was looking at the shit, I wrote it down. All right. So
Mm.
don't even worry about it. I did my best. Okay. Damn. This dude wants to be all sedity and stuff like that. And
Ghetto,
yeah,
where was you earlier? Ghetto, where was you earlier in this live since you was over there at Lemons hyping up this IB and Envy argument? Where was you? I'm gonna leave that alone for he cussed me out.
Jesus. Um,
Diane, she just wants to be relevant thanks to Pizarro. She stayed relevant for Cash Apps when she was dismissed. Can't get, oh, come on. Come on.
Jesus. I don't even I click on comments and breathe later. Ghetto gear for real. How much time he spent writing all that script. Y'all are killing me.
Ooh.
I'm never again gonna show y'all anything that's handwritten ever again in life.
Ah,
Okay. I
oh,
did it. I did it for y'all. Jesus Christ. Can I get some grace? Okay.
right.
Okay. You know what? If the worst thing I get dragged about this week is my writing, shout out to me.
That's a
You
good
know what I
week.
mean? Oh Jesus. Here
She
we
don't say
go.
content sometimes.
The executive director's
Oh
here.
Lord, here come Ghetto. Yeah,
I should have.
yeah,
I should have. I should have.
yeah,
Yeah.
I should have.
yeah.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. I should have made my name the handwriting czar.
Oh God, what you trying to
No.
say? Oh God, why you
Oh,
asking
you
me?
want to be the hand czar? Oh my
Yes,
God.
I'll put you out, City.
No, you
I
know
have
what?
one in pursuit.
We're gonna put you on Doge, and you can fire me for
so
spending too much budget.
Ooh, you
Go
can
ahead.
you can
so
RC
I didn't
look,
even know you
hold
wrote
on.
that. I would have dragged
Look at
even
Crash.
harder if I know you made it. I didn't even know. I thought
Look at
Jay
Crash
Dunn or somebody.
Envy. Look at
I
Crash.
wrote it.
I thought
So
I
Envy had a
wrote it,
stroke on
Dad.
his right side.
so
They
I
are
came to
looking for
so
your
I came to
handwriting.
address RNY.
Okay.
RNY, if you remember my commentary from yesterday, I
Hmm.
said, bro, all it's gonna take is for you and Biker to have a quick conversation. That shit gonna end. So don't forget, I
Yeah,
did see I
you
see some
did.
people restreaming and replaying some stuff. So it
Hmm.
looks like IB hit the link here today. Is
He
that to be
did.
true? Yeah.
Yep.
I
Yeah.
knew I when I saw him last night, don't forget I seen him talking last night. I knew it wasn't gonna IB's not like that. He's not
Oh,
like
whoa,
that.
whoa, 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 whoa. So that means you didn't hear what was discussed today.
Oh,
Oh,
what happened today?
Got it. All
oh,
right.
it was rough. It
Woo.
was rough, ghetto.
It
Yeah.
was rough for you and IB on the board today.
Not
It's your
okay. So
Not
so
necessarily him, but
ghetto.
what he said.
Yeah, ghetto. I'll be quick about it. I'll be very, very quick because a lot of people, this is their second time hearing it. We're waiting for the evening show. I'm ready to
oh, this
send
is
the
still
mail
an
over. But
afternoon
no, no, no,
show.
no, 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 no,
Oh,
no,
ghetto.
no, no, no,
Don't do
no.
that.
Ghetto. Jesus Christ. Yeah, okay, ghetto. Listen. So yes, the conversation started off good. He said, "Let bygones be got bygones." Okay, cool, cool. We started talking and the chat was lighting up the house, basically saying what IB has done in the past about the little ones on the dark web, right? Um, And then IB was like, the things that I've said about, black folks or whatever, I'm not apologetic about it. And I'm not empathetic or sympathetic. But then we started talking about,
Whoa,
then we, yeah,
whoa,
no, but
whoa,
then, no,
whoa.
no, no, but
Yeah.
hold on. Hold on. What the hell did he say? Because I wrote it down as he was going. He said that, he said, I was talking to him about white privilege, right? And he was like, and he said, "Hey, one time my wife sat down at a restaurant, and he's like, I always tend to go to the bathroom when I go to a restaurant, but she was treated like shit until I sat down." And he's like, I talked for my black wife, and then we got our meals comped and everything else, which is obviously that white privilege. Then he went into saying, that some black people, but there were people mentioned, some black people, they went through what did he say, that no toner was at the printed, or was
Oh
that
no,
something else?
the niece, his niece, he said she's biracial, but she wasn't born with enough ink. And then with it, and Vic tried to justify that, ghetto. But then I hit the link and I said, but Vic,
The
how can
toner.
you justify that when he sat up here and said, when Envy told him that he was biracial, he said, oh, your dad is black, so he must have ran out of toner.
Damn.
And he stood ten
Yeah,
toes on it today. He said, "I'm not apologetic. What he say? I'm not apologetic, sympathetic, or empathetic."
sympathetic.
And I'll say it again.
Yeah.
Damn. No wonder your stream is being replayed. Now I
Yes,
get it.
absolutely.
Yeah, so there's nothing we could do about it at
Damn,
that point.
IB. I was
Well,
just
his niece
Yeah,
hyping
wanted
you up.
toner.
I know,
Now I
ghetto.
see why R and Y on my ass. I was just
Yup.
hyping you up,
No,
IB.
no, and listen,
What in
listen to
the
this
entire
though.
fuck,
Listen to this
bro?
though. Hey, and you can get your shit off, ghetto, but Diet came and got saved them. Get off that stream, don't tell these people anymore, and
Hmm.
this and that. I was like, hold on
And
a
ghetto,
minute.
he
Like if you're holding
tried to
down the
put his
house,
foot down. He kept saying, I got this," and he kept talking, and
she
we
went
kept lighting that ass
crazy.
up in that chat. Tulsa hit the link. Here come that. Don't talk to no nigga in a wig. Get off. And the next thing you know, I be gone.
Yeah.
Hell,
After he said, what do you think about that? He
Damn.
doubled
now,
down. He
now
Envy
doubled
ghetto,
down, ghetto.
ghetto.
always win when
Uh-uh.
his back is against
But
the
ghetto,
rope, Joe.
listen.
See?
I was willing to extend him some grace only because he said, see, yeah, I said what I said to her, meaning Diva, but she didn't tell
Oh,
y'all what
Diva
she
did
said
say.
to me. So I said, okay. He started to tell what it was. I said, you know what? I'll give you some grace because they did the same thing to
Yeah,
PA.
because
Them black
racism should be
people,
met.
thank
Racism
you.
should be met with racism, no matter what
Thank
side. I
you.
agree
And
with
that's
you
why
on
I
that.
said I'll give you some grace because a lot of people in the chat will say, dang, they did the same thing to PA. But then when he said, I said again, I'm not sympathetic, apologetic, or
That's
empathetic, I
when
said, oh no, baby, give me all my grace back. You don't
Yeah,
get none.
no, yeah.
Damn,
No, I did say
IB.
ghetto, and I was even gracious enough to tell him, regardless of what race, culture, ethnicity you're from, like, yeah, you can only take so much. Do I
Hmm.
think that it's right that black people said that to him?
Hell no,
No.
it ain't
Do
right.
I
It ain't
think
right.
that?
Nope,
It
No,
it
ain't
ain't
right.
I'm
right.
not. I'm not saying that's right, but what I'm saying is, listen, ghetto. People said, "Oh, this happened in 2024." Whoop de whoop, right? I don't care if it happened in 1909. It's not right.
It's
But
not right.
let's go with that 2024, because Vic was caping hard. Oh, he doesn't have a racist bone in his body. This and that. I'm like, do you hear what we're listening to on this show right now? So Vic was caping, and he was like, "Hey, if this none of this activity has happened back since 2024." Okay, cool. You would think that somebody changed their ways. I'm sure he went into some kind of apology speech, shit like that, right? But unfortunately, when he started talking about that person wasn't born with enough toner, that person, they must have had, they were running out of ink when they printed out that
That's going over
person.
my head. What does that mean?
That means you know what it means with toner. It makes you darker. Ghetto, come on now, you smarter than
Toner
that.
in a printer. Come
In
on,
a
man.
printer, ink. If you print
It
something,
makes
So
you
he's
it comes out
saying,
darker,
black.
ghetto.
but
If
does it? Is it?
yeah.
Yeah,
You was
that's
saying
you're
some
right.
racial
You're
Now,
stuff
right.
today,
now,
ghetto.
ghetto, listen, and I'm glad Molly put this back in the chat. It made me think about this. I told Envy on this stream, I said, I think that whole biker talk was a way for him to test the temperature and test your nuts to see if you thought the same way he did, because he thought you was
Oh
white
wow.
like him.
Oh
That's why when
wow.
Envy got up there and started talking that lingo, he quickly backed down.
No, but
And
Envy
then
don't play.
today,
Envy
hold
don't
on,
play that. Everything about Envy is black.
exactly my point. So when Envy told him, I'm biracial, my dad is black, he said, oh, your dad's black? Well, he must have ran out of toner. And then tried to
Yep.
chin check
He
him.
said
And
it
then when
again today. I heard him say that the other
Yes.
day.
he
No, he
said
said
Damn,
it
I
again
agree. What
today.
the
today,
fuck?
and he stood 10 he said, and I'll say it again.
Yep, I'll say it again. So my thing is that
He thought
erases the
he
whole
thought
change behavior.
Envy was going to have the same racist thoughts as him based on his
Yep.
skin color, because
Yeah,
he
Mhm.
how
also
long y'all
said
been
over there,
live? You don't look like y'all
he
been
also
live.
said, this is at the 1 o'clock show. He also said over there
Oh,
last
this
night
is
at
at the
Lemons.
1 o'clock.
Yes, he also said over there and said at Lemons that he got the skin color of milk, and Lemons sat over there and laughed.
Mhm. He also said MGO said he also said Envy knows what it's like to be
To be
white
white,
and
yes,
what
he did.
world Envy. And then he also did mention that because MGO speaks with the vernacular of a educated person that she has to be white. That's
Yep.
crazy, ghetto.
He
Come
said
on now.
that?
We're not.
Yeah,
Yes, we're not
MGO
supposed
said
to be.
earlier that they tried to strip her of her blackness because she speaks, and the term that she used was, well, the acronym AAVE, African American Vernacular English, meaning she does not speak with Ebonics and she pronounces her words. So they wanted to strip her of her blackness because she actually paid attention in language arts and knows how to have her
Come on
verb
now,
and
IB,
ghetto.
subject
what the
agree.
fuck,
What say
IB?
you, ghetto? You wanted the conversation to happen, so what say you?
IB done fucked up. And if the black
Yeah.
sector was around, they would be dragging the entire fuck out of IB right now. Even the white people would be dragging them. IB,
Yes,
what the
Yeah.
fuck?
He thought it
right.
was safe because Envy is light skinned, and he assumed Envy was white. You can't tell me he
Then
didn't.
the crazy thing is I'm very militant, more than a lot,
Yep,
more than a lot,
Yeah, you
very
way more
militant.
pro-black than I am, Envy.
very much so.
Yeah, I'm very militant. Hey, I said. You
Mm,
know what I'm saying? So what say we're going to give you we're not even going to be conversational here for at least 120 seconds. What
yep.
say you, sir? Because you definitely brokered this deal. Go ahead.
IB. So I didn't remember the stuff. I was just happy to remember the black sector's been dismantled. It's been well over a year now, right? That it hasn't been the same sector. So when I met IB, him and Diva and them were already fighting. So I didn't know that all that stuff that Diva was saying predated me, and I was like, you know what? I wasn't there. I shouldn't be speaking to it. I've always had good conversations with Diet and IB, but now that he's doubled down on this, he just proved. I mean, he just 100% vindicated everything that Diva got up there and said last night.
Hmm. Now,
Hmm.
Envy, do you remember when IB said he doesn't have any white friends, or his friends are either black or Italian or something? You remember when he said that earlier today?
He said yes, he did say that,
Uh-huh.
and it
So
was
I
just
took a
like
little field trip. Hold on.
and
I took a little field trip over there to Diva's wall. She posted a picture of Abby with a whole bunch of white men.
Goodbye. Goodbye.
Hmm.
ghetto,
Stop
ghetto.
playing with me.
Remember, you are partially responsible for this, sir. You
Yo,
said be
I
cool,
trolled this
make it
whole
cool.
thing, man.
You did.
I didn't know this was gonna blow up in his face like this. It looked like
That's
it
why I was
had.
Um,
looking for you today.
and I didn't even, and I didn't. There was no setup. There was no trolling. There was no nothing. That was him. Because, but once he said, I mean, honestly, ghetto. Once he said, like, I don't care. I'm not. Yeah, I'll do it again. This and that. I mean, we couldn't. But see, my thing is, what's not fair is Diva was like, anybody that has, had them on their panel or whatever the case may be. I wish them nothing but the worst. But do you know how much I found out just in one day?
I was about to
When I
say
went up,
maybe Diva will retract
I
since you
wouldn't have.
really
I
exposed
would.
them even more.
I wouldn't have argued with him about no bike or nothing. I wouldn't have argued with him about a damn thing if I knew that this was his stance. Why would I have to do that? That's why in my title it says I was set up, because I don't understand why nobody in the chat, nobody on the panel said, yeah, you can talk about biker stuff all you want, but you're talking to a racist. Why would
I
I
didn't.
have
I didn't
any
know.
conversation?
I wouldn't have done you like that, Envy. I heard about that stuff, but I didn't have specific receipts, so I couldn't prove it. It was just things that I heard word of mouth. And all my interactions with IB has never race has never been broached. So I didn't know he felt this way. Like I'm dying to get off this damn panel and go rewind the 1 o'clock show. Like I'm not gonna see nothing tonight.
Oh
I gotta.
yeah,
Hey, Ghetto, you want to know why you want
the
to know
one
why
o'clock
the
show
racist
was telling,
conversation?
Ghetto.
Right. You want to know why, Ghetto, the racist conversation was never brought up with you? Because you don't look like him. That's why.
He's not
He felt
comfortable.
comfortable with
He would.
envy. Absolutely.
Well, he thought that I was going
Absolutely.
to be able to. Well, he thought he was going to pull on his heartstrings of that biracial part. Oh, I
Well,
got
now I gotta
biracial
ask you,
too.
Envy. Then I gotta ask you because the only thing that I can put two and two together, one, he clearly hasn't listened to you because you don't you're a brother.
Dummy, I didn't
I
even
can't
put
see
that
you.
much.
I can't see
Go
you
ahead.
any other way as a black man. If you
No.
came tomorrow and was like, "Yo, I use my white privilege," I'm like, "Man, go sit your black ass down
No,
somewhere."
right.
Um,
That's impossible. That's
Yeah.
um,
impossible.
So my question to you then is, how racist is the top 1% then of these biker clubs then? Because I thought maybe there is.
There's a color line within the
Mm-hmm.
within 1%er. There's a color line,
So
a
the one
very
percent
strict
don't
color
match.
line.
You can be 1% black or 1% white. There's no 1%
Pretty
mixed group.
much.
What
I
you
mean,
think?
there's a no,
Oh,
but that's what I brought up with him. I say I look a little bit funny, and no disrespect to Sin City,
I
Chosen
know
Few,
exactly what you're about to
and
say.
all of them. Yeah, yeah. I told him it seems like a little bit of a loophole where I'm questioning why you didn't, you know, go on. Why the mixed club doesn't necessarily make you exempt from being cool with all the black folks. You know what I'm saying? It's not. Read my message, Envy. All right, I
Here it
got
is.
you,
It says,
Yvonne.
Medco television, when a black person speaks proper English, our own people tell us, you sound like a white person, or why you trying to sound white? Shaking my head. Absolutely. I agree with that.
I get that every
And
day.
what does sound white mean? You know what I'm
Exactly.
saying? Like I don't understand.
Because
Like
if
people don't
sounding white
understand the
means
difference
pronouncing
between.
your T's, if sounding white means pronouncing your T's, if sounding white meaning means that your verbs and your subjects actually agree, then hey,
Why?
call it
Because
what
the
it is.
And
best place to hide something from a black person is in the middle of a book. That's
yeah,
what
Right.
they
that's
Now,
tell
if
us.
we
that's
were if we were to
1970
flip
talk.
it, now
Well,
if we
well,
were to flip
right,
it, they
but
say black white people that speak Ebonics. Well, why are you trying to sound like a black girl? So that's going
wow,
to
Well,
be
but
a
yeah.
revolving
yeah,
door.
but then they clearly not understanding that black people value education. We just couldn't afford
Hmm.
it. And now that we've been 10, 15 generations on this earth, and we're now getting a bigger piece of the pie, not the whole pie, but a bigger piece, we're sending our kids to school. So our kids don't have the same experiences that we had.
Mm.
So
Here's how I was raised. Yeah, yeah,
Yes.
in ghetto. Here's no, and I actually we talked all about that. You'll see the 1 o'clock show. But here's how I was raised: that I'm a black man in America with a white mom. That's what it is. Like yeah, I can't go to a Ku Klux Klan rally and say I'm biracial.
That's
You know
important. What you just said, Envy, was so important
Very
that your
important.
family taught you that at a young age, so you were never confused about who you were,
Never. Mm-mm.
regardless of. And
You
I think more mixed families don't say what they say.
yep.
They
And my
tell them
dad.
they tell
Yep.
them they can be whatever they want. When that's not
No,
real.
no, that didn't fly. And my dad picked me up every summer for about 4 months because he lived pretty much in an all black neighborhood. And he said, I pick him up every summer because I don't want him to look at his race that he hasn't been around. So we did talk about that ghetto, just like the history and all that other stuff. And one of the things I brought up, ghetto, you being in the profession that you're in, property tax. When the property tax is all anteed up or whatever and goes to these schools, predominantly white schools, they can build a $20 million reality AI
Envy, you better talk. Envy, you better
pro
talk.
programming or whatever. So what do they get? They got what, 2 years of college preparatory. They're going to get into the better schools. They're going to get into the right fraternities, and they're going to be fast tracked into wherever. Now you take us who had no AI. We still got Commodore 64 computers and shit, and we come out. You know how far behind the eight ball we are when we actually get into college with these clear kids who had all of those opportunities that we did not have. And what do you think, Ghetto? Who's going to get hired? Well, if it's
Yeah,
me,
their network
if
is strong, Envy. Their network is
oh,
strong.
because they don't hate on each other for the most part. That's why.
Yep.
Please try to find me a white executive that's going to interview a black person or a white person and tell me the black person is going to get the job, even though that they're more qualified. No. Mm-mm.
We don't
Nope.
even expect that to happen.
No, we don't. Because we got to work our way up. We got to go to a small firm with 6 people in it. Then we got to move ourselves up. 30 years from now, when we're about to
Yeah.
retire, they finally gave us a director position, which isn't even senior. You know
See.
what I'm saying?
Ghetto, when
And
I
the
tell you
greatest,
that the 1 o'clock show was, and when I tell
Oh
you
yeah,
that
the
one
one
o'clock
o'clock
show was
show. That was
everything,
it.
honey.
damn, I
And,
was
Yeah.
and
over
we
there
even,
listening to fuck shit. I didn't even know this
mhm.
was
Yeah.
going on
And
over
it
here.
even went as far as the term, excuse me for saying this, cracker, where it came from.
Yep.
It did not
I.
originate as a
Yep.
racial slur towards white people. It originated
Mm-mm.
in the 1500s as a slur for boasters. Now, in the 1800s is when it went over to the slave masters and they called it whip cracking. When they hit that whip
Mm-hmm.
on the back of them slaves and it made that cracking noise, it wasn't
Yep.
until the 1900s that it
Yep.
turned into a
It
racial
makes
term
me
for the white
cringe,
people.
Ghetto. And the thing is like, Buddy was up here talking about they call me a cracker or whatever. It made me, when I
Hmm.
hear cracker, it makes me cringe because that's exactly what happened. Like,
And I give
cracker
all credit
literally
to Envy for
is,
that.
yeah, cracker is literally the black man that they put on the horse and they said, okay, cracker, crack those,
Hmm.
N
No
word
way.
ERS.
No way this is
Yeah.
happening. I wonder
So
if he'll try
we,
to hit Envy's
so,
link tonight. I mean, I
well,
wonder if he'll try to hit Lemons tonight.
it would be interesting because my thing is like, and do you understand why why the white boys call themselves dirty cracker and this cracker and that crack? They do it for two reasons. One, they think that we're too ignorant to know that that's derogatory towards us,
Hmm.
and then two, they do it because a term of endearment that we use with each
Yep.
other is nigga, right? So
Now,
they want to
ghetto.
use a term.
Okay.
Well, hold on. They
Hmm.
want to use a term of endearment in their race, right? And they want to utilize something that they can't call us back. What if we call them, hey, whoop de whoop, F you, cracker? Well, the cracker's going to be like, well, you know what? You just called yourself a derogatory term because if I say the N word back to you, then it's going to be ramifications behind it, period.
Yep.
That's
Now
that's
remember,
history.
Now remember that cracker word I just told you, ghetto. Why do you
Yes,
think
ma'am.
Cracker Barrel? Why do you think Cracker Barrel now has to change their logo?
Yep.
Stop
Their
playing with me.
logo and everything.
You serious?
Yep. Hmm.
Absolutely.
Yep. Cracker Barrel had to
They
change
going
their
out. They
logo.
slowly going out of business up north anyway.
Well,
They ain't
yeah,
here
for
nothing.
sure. Yeah, I mean, they're trying to go out. They're trying to liquidate. So,
Hmm.
you know what I'm
That's what
saying?
it is. They trying to clean up the brand and have more
Eh,
goodwill in the brand.
yeah, exactly. That's why we, as Yvonne said, this is why we as black folks should speak to none of the other with respect, but we get upset when white folks speak to us disrespectfully. It's because, to be honest with you, unfortunately, a lot of black people look up to white people.
Yes,
They
but
do.
Yeah.
I speak to everybody equally, and I demand the same respect from every race. I don't care if I'm showing you respect. But it's the old ghetto though, because I do got to be careful because I go out of my way to
Mm.
show somebody respect, and I
Yeah.
expect them to reciprocate. When I went out of my way, they ain't asked for it, and then my expectations of humans have been too high. So now
And
I just wait
yeah,
for who I'm dealing with. So, but if I'm dealing with you and I'm respectful, you gotta return.
right.
I don't care what your race is, or it's gonna get ugly. But I gotta
And
stop that now.
truth and reason. Now
That's really
Now,
good.
here,
And reason.
truth and reason. I was online as well. We'll just leave it at that.
Hmm.
But ghetto envy for those of us that are Greek know the importance of networking have to position our organizations,
Yeah.
these schools to serve mentors. Oh yeah, absolutely.
Yep.
I'm a part of an organization called Youth Guidance. That goes into different neighborhoods and whatnot. Started by one of our arms to the situation, but it was just crazy to me, ghetto, like that. All of his thoughts and feelings and everything came out like that. I was like, whoa! I would have never talked to him last night, ever.
So So obviously I moved with Miss Ghetto, right? So a couple of my clients was like on the East Coast, like, no, if you can't come through the shop, or if you can't come by my office and grab stuff, I'm not doing. I'm too old for this online stuff, right? So I'm like, all right, I
Yep.
got to replace a few of those clients because I like that pays my club fees, even though it's cheaper in Wisconsin than
Right.
it is in New Jersey. So tonight I went just on the humbug. The Greater Milwaukee Foundation pulled together the top 100 donors. And in order to sit in the room with them, you had to give a $5,000 donation. But I went and gave that 5 racks just so I can be next to a dude that donated 5 million tonight and I found my way into playing his private club. I am going to be the biggest ass kisser that day.
Listen,
I'm just trying to get your business. I'm just trying to let you know that I'm a young man. I know, do me. I know you got a million accountants you could come up, but give a young brother your business. Give me a shot because I don't get to have clients like you from where I grew up. It's all about
Right.
networking and
yep.
putting yourself.
Well. How many black folks like we got attorney Steele and whatnot. How many black folks, whether it be accounting, whether it be a doctor, whether it be a lawyer, how many black folks are going to find a white person to do that? Okay, would,
Mm.
would would a lot of black folks rather walk into the courtroom with a black attorney or a white attorney? Like, be honest.
I'm going with a Jewish lawyer.
I was just about to say that. Give me a
Oh,
Jewish
give
lawyer.
me give me
I'm
a
from New
Jewish. Oh
Jersey.
my
I'm from New
God.
Jersey. I grew up right outside New York City.
Okay.
I know all about the strength of the Jewish
Mm-hmm.
community.
Right, right. So that's the way you said K Fit. How you doing, K Fit?
Hey,
That's the way it
K-Fit.
goes. You have to get in the rooms. Yes.
Absolutely.
Yeah, it's all about it's definitely the rooms that you can make it into for sure.
And Ghetto,
Get
I
you
believe you're gonna get the business you want. I'm gonna pray
Ah,
for that thing.
oh
listen. The
yeah, for
only
You're
way
gonna
I
sure.
get
make
it.
it because they say you play golf. I say, yeah, I'm like a 6 or 8. They like what? I say, yeah, I'm like,
Right, Jesus.
how'd you
You're
become a 6 or 8?
handicapped.
Yeah,
Hmm.
how'd
Yeah.
you become a 6 or 8? And where you play? "Oh, I play such and such. How you play? Who the hell is you? Well, I'm from New Jersey originally, and I've been an accountant for 30 years. And they're like, oh, who the? Yo, let me see if you're a 6 or 8. So now I gotta play the 6 or 8 that day. If I show him if I'm
Oh
a six
yeah.
or 8, oh, then he knows you're official. You think on another level to become a 6 or 8 handicap.
Ghetto.
Hey, let me
Can
ask
I
you.
give you a piece of
You
advice?
know what
Can
we
I give you a piece
say?
of advice, Ghetto?
Yes, sis.
When you go out here and you play this 6 and 8, make sure you ain't got nothing in your pockets, okay?
Shut
Oh
up. I'm gonna have
Jesus!
some wet wipes. So when the cart
Wow.
girl come up to give me a drink
When the
and we
car
gotta
girl,
open
yeah,
our drinks, I can wipe my
it's
hand
gonna fall
so
out your.
so I ain't got no germs. Yo, if I ever one day next time I come off 18, I'm gonna not wash my hand for 3 holes. And I'm gonna go to the sink. Man, the amount of dirt we out playing in the dirt. We're basically we gotta
Woo!
man, y'all are wild. Man, we can't have wet wipes.
Hey,
Y'all are
you
dirty.
know,
Y'all trying to get Miss
hey,
Ghetto to
hey,
leave me.
hypocrite.
You see
Hey,
this? You see the pressure? And they want me to. And what old Ghetto would have did 2 years ago? You motherfuckers, y'all lying on me. Run the fucking condom.
That's
Fuck
why
you.
they
Who said
that's
it?
why they
Who
picking
said
with
it?
you, Ghetto,
oh,
because
you
they
would have
know you
Pulling up
freaked.
can't
on
Oh
say
you.
yeah,
it.
you would
Who
have.
the
What do
fuck
I
are you
got? Who's
trying to take my
not
lady from
not
me? Give me your phone number. I'm pulling up
ghetto?
on you. Here's my Addy.
Oh yeah, I know you would
That's why
have.
they doing that,
I'm
Ghetto, because they
30
know you
minutes.
can't
I'm
spaz
30
this
minutes
way.
down. I'm 30 minutes around. You're always 30 minutes from everybody.
Always.
But anyway, listen, ghetto. You know what we used to say in corporate America? We used to always say when white folks when it's casual day for them, it's business casual day for us. When it's business casual day for them, it's formal for us. You
Mm-hmm.
know, we always have to go up a step. And the only reason why I'm talking about this, like, I don't want to be on my Black Caucus, Omega Sci-Fi Incorporated soapbox or anything like that. You know what I'm
Exactly.
saying? But
Exactly.
at the same time though, it's deep. And the reason why it's deep is we had to be reminded today about an individual that has biracial family members and whatnot. And he just came out of his mouth so comfortably, right? But but what I expected from Diet, well, I didn't really expect much from Diet, but what I would expect from a black woman is to not say get off the panel, because basically we were winning the argument, right? Black people, get off the
Mm-hmm.
panel. Oh my God, get away from those people. This and that. Holy shit. Whoop de whoop. Whatever. I would have expected that black woman to be a little bit enraged with him, not us.
And see, the thing is, IB know I don't have a racist bone in my body. He know I don't play none of that. IB, I hope you hit. You gotta click Lemon's link tonight, IB. We gotta kick it, man. I gotta see what the fuck happened. What was south with you, bro? What's maybe this gotta. I'm praying there's a reasonable explanation, but from what I'm hearing, the perception. First of all, once you lose perception when it comes to
Oh,
race or any, once you lose perception when it comes to your interpersonal skills, you're fucked. My bad. I'm on mute.
thank you, Yvonne. Thank you, Yvonne. You know the Cosby Show. You know when they were casting the Cosby Show, Yvonne. They made Mr. Cosby a plumber, and they made Mrs. Cosby a something else like that. Like he was a plumber and she was like an electrician or something along those lines. And they would not sign the paperwork. You can look this up. This is facts. They said they would not sign the paperwork or entertain the show if they weren't depicted as professionals.
Yep.
Period. The same thing with Fresh Prince of Bel Air. You know
Yep.
what I'm saying? Like a lot of these people, they wanted the black folks to be laborers. That is the first sitcom that I'm aware of, because people are used to Archie Bunker and got
Mm-hmm.
dang what you call it. And he can you believe this, ghetto? The reason why I brought up Archie Bunker and the Jeffersons and all that, right? Ghetto, can you believe that this man used those sitcoms as an excuse that
Yep.
it was mainstream, that white and black people could talk like that to each other? He used that as an example, ghetto. Come
I
on now,
I
the
I, I,
Jeffersons and
I gotta go. I gotta go watch. I'm praying. IB.
Yeah.
IB, you gotta hit Lemon's link tonight. You started this whole thing. You came outside. Man, Divas. That's why I don't mess with Diva, bro. I try to tell people, leave Diva alone. If you either leave Diva alone or leave the internet, because she's like, yeah, it's them receipts. They play that receipt game and they keep throwing your shortcomings back in front of you time and time again. And if you don't pivot
You're doing a
right,
good job, K-Fed. Really good job.
you
and
pivot.
my thing is, well, K Fit is like one of the best. I'm
Yes.
not kissing your ass or anything like that, but you're one of the best mothers that we know on
Mhm.
these YouTube
Listen,
streets.
if
We
y'all
definitely know
only
that.
knew, if y'all only knew the stuff she does as a mother in her career. Listen, her and
Yeah,
MJO, whoo, I two
And
of my favorites. Like
and
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 see
to
the
live
thing
in New
is,
York
yeah,
City, to live in one of the most expensive places in the world. On top of that, come on, man.
and
yeah.
you know what they
Oh, thank you,
assume
Diana.
when you're a black professional or whatever. Oh, you went to a HBCU, and Morris Brown was falling apart back here in Atlanta, and
Hmm.
like I'm like. They're like, yeah, you guys could do the drum line down there at FAMU and everything, but
I was about to say most people
you
didn't know
know,
Morris Brown
uh,
existed until Drumline.
well, yeah, yeah. Right. So ghetto, that I'm just reporting back to you that that was very, and that's
Henry,
why I was
this is the
irritated.
third
That's
time I
why I
thought I
said,
had you on the
yeah.
ropes in the past
No,
3 months,
no.
man.
Ghetto,
Somehow you come
come
off the
on.
ropes swinging,
Mm-mm.
bro. Like
I know I
I thought I
do. And
had you
people,
dead for rights with what's her name, Dee Dee Loop Loop, and you kind of
oh
like
no,
Did.
wiggled out
no.
of
Then I
that.
had
Like
Mia, I had,
Mm-hmm.
yeah,
I had everybody.
Mia, damn,
Y'all
you
keep
recover,
trying.
you got bounce back, Negro.
Yeah.
You
Okay.
Damn, I just
Yeah,
knew I
come on
had you
now,
this time.
ghetto.
I said,
No,
"Oh,
absolutely
we
not.
got your ass this time,
No,
every council
yeah,
meeting,
That
absolutely
council
not,
councilman,
meeting,
ghetto.
big
Yep,
councilman.
big
yep.
council."
A&T, North Carolina A&T, Aggie Pride. There you go. That's what's
Aggie
up.
Aggie
Pride.
Pride, the greatest homecoming on planet Earth. Aggie
Mm,
Pride, the whole
I,
city turns
I'm
on.
gonna be nice, but
The whole
I can't
city.
lie.
Listen, tell
Go,
me which
they
city
turn up.
the mayor. The mayor says, "Listen, the city's closed this weekend
Hmm.
because guess what it is? It's AT&T.
Chiho,
It's A&T's homecoming. The whole city,
baby.
the police department, everything is about the
Yep,
campus."
yep.
And
It's
the
Chiho
party just goes for
everything.
blocks and blocks and blocks and blocks. And the local
Damn,
restaurants,
ghetto.
everybody eats.
I'm so glad you had to endure this, ghetto. Like, you
I was
definitely
looking
touched me
for
heavy.
him at 1 o'clock.
I just knew you. This was the knockout blow.
Come on now.
You was gonna
Ne-
have to crawl back a little bit, you
Never.
little crow.
Never, ghetto.
So
Never.
you gotta go shout Diva out, man. You can't let Diva be mad at you
Well,
long.
well, then again, I mean, Diva played my thing and said, anybody, who's ever panel, I wish them nothing but the worst. But
You
Diva,
tell Diva
and you got to realize, ghetto, I was slapped with a whole bunch of a pile of shit because
you
last night I didn't know. I learned this thing. Listen, I didn't have any warning. I learned things on the fly. Like literally, oh,
you
okay,
you
okay,
tell
okay.
Diva, you get mad at me all you want, but you gotta let a fool talk so the people can
Yep.
see who he is. So be mad, but guess what you got over there? Content that vindicates you. I still love you, sis, and walk away.
Oh
She
yeah,
get
yeah,
mad at
yeah,
me
yeah,
from
yeah.
time to time, and I just tell her
Oh
I love
yeah.
you, sis, and walk away.
Right. Until she
She'll
gets
come
it
back.
back together.
Yep, she'll
I
come
know
back.
she will. I know she will, but ghetto, it was fun. It
Because
was
guess who
fun.
can't come over here no more? I'm assuming IB can never come back over here.
No. Mm-mm. No. Because the whole thing is, and that's why in my title I said I feel like I got set up. And as I
I don't
said,
know if you got set up. I think it's just bad timing. Remember, you still started this shit.
no, I did not. I
You
didn't
just
start
trolled a
anything.
little bit, but you didn't
I
know
mean,
Diet's the emotional troll.
I had no idea because, well, now what do
Yeah.
you think about this? Honestly, though, what do you think about her being more mad at him talking to us than her mad at him saying what he's saying?
Man, listen, if Diet stood by IB, there's one thing that's never been in question is Diet and IB's relationship. They are rock solid. So they are whatever their relationship is. It probably is not based in it's probably not based in what you call it race. Their relationship, they
Right.
probably don't see color in each other. They see just love for one another. Cause Diet call us all type of niggas right in front.
See,
Jesus.
I always thought that was weird. I did always think that was weird. Like, damn, Diane, like, does he get a pass too with the
Oh my
word?
God. Like, wow. I was just like, I was the worst person in the world over biker shit, but
so,
race is pretty
so,
much trumps that.
so we got my best friend in Milwaukee. is my bodyguard, 6'7". He's 6'8". I'm
Oh
sorry,
my
6'8".
God.
He's
Bodyguard from,
he's
oh
six.
my
I
God.
can't. There's nothing you can do. Anywhere you go, I could wear my jewelry because we walk around with him. He's fucking 6'7", 252, 250. Like he's not fat. He's like and woo, so that's my golf buddy, right? So I said all that to say we listen to hip hop together, but me and the boys is like, Mike, you know what we gonna do? Because we noticed a couple times, nigga, we all peeked at him. He was like, you know, I see y'all peeking at me for the N word. I would never, right? So we said, then respectfully, we should play more music that don't say the N word.
I
Like
agree.
when we together, like we shouldn't
Not
even
gonna
broach that
happen.
topic. We shouldn't be like we gonna enjoy it, and you are man. Like that's my best friend. That's my best friend. My best friend. His wife's black, and they don't. He don't play that. He don't play the
So
N
what
word.
y'all gonna so what y'all gonna be listening to? R&B music?
Nah,
Oh, okay.
yeah, we try to do one that don't have so much, but you're right, man. We destroy that word.
Yes.
We stomp on it, and I'm guilty of it. I'm extremely
Right.
guilty of it.
Nigga, nigga, nigga,
Right.
nigga.
We
And
all
only
are.
because now my best friend is a white guy, I'm moving away from the N word altogether.
Wow.
Mm.
Okay.
Oh
Nice.
wow. Well, good, Ghetto. I mean, I am so glad, Ghetto. At this time, I'm gonna hold you accountable to dig into this because you sure as hell dug into it against me.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. I am absolute your troll fool, but I've been your troll fool, so I'm not
Oh yeah.
as I'm stomping on. I'm like, do you know how many times I've been? I came up here to ask you about it the other day, and 20 minutes became.
Oh God.
I
Bar-
still was
Barbara
content. I said, nigga, you're
Barbara
not good
said
at this. I said, see, there
Barbara
I go.
said,
I
"Good
jumped right out with
evening,
the N word
good
right there.
evening, RY. I'm looking for your property line." Then sure, I'm not. Never
Good
mind.
evening. Oh Lord. Hey Barbara.
Listen, listen.
That was funny.
That's what's up, Barbara. I know. I'm like, oh my gosh, no property line. Let me stop. No, Barbara. Well, welcome
Yeah,
to the show. What's
I
up,
be
Lady
jumped
Snoop?
off the I be jumped off the porch and cried. That's Diva. That's Diva's work. I tell them, man, they say, you're a punk for making up with Diva. You're crazy for keeping the fight, Diva. What are y'all fighting Diva for?
Hello.
And I got to give a shout
Hello.
out. That's the
Hey,
first.
Snoop, what up,
That's the
dog?
Hey.
first chat.
Hey, how
That's
y'all
the
doing?
first chat
All
ever
right.
from Barbara in my chat, and
I
you
love
came
it.
with something funny as hell.
I love
All
that.
right, what's up,
Shout
Lady
out to
Snoop?
Barbara.
Let me turn this AC on real quick. It's hot. I just had a question for. I got a few questions. I'm gonna do that when I get home. But I just had a quick question for Ghetto. Did Ghetto say he stopped saying nigga because of the white man?
No, I don't think that's what he said.
Not you. That's not the case. Meaning, if you're around, if you a guy you spend a lot of time with is a white guy who does not even doesn't appreciate white people. Like he would punch somebody if he saw a white man using the N word. He'd be the one to punch him. Wouldn't it be respectful if I stopped using it so much around him?
Nah.
Yeah, nah, I would. I just that's just how I
Ancestors
feel.
called your ancestors that for 20
Uh,
years. Now y'all
oh,
trying to be politically correct
what's
around
up,
the
honey
white man?
love?
I call white niggas niggas. So I guess we on two different pages. The
Yes,
white
yeah.
I
niggas,
hate
I
Snoop.
call
I
white niggas
hate Snoop
niggas.
so much.
Plus I'm 50. Plus I'm be 55 years
What
old,
is he
Snoop.
talking about?
How long am
Oh,
I
you
gonna keep
Hello.
this?
is you is
How long am
older
I
You
gonna
than
shouldn't
keep
even
this
be
thug
listening
life
to
up,
that
Snoop?
music.
okay. You won with that one. I forgot you was in your fifties, man.
Yeah, I'm
DiCaprio
55 years old. How long I'm gonna
never
Yeah,
had
keep?
him
you
up
you
here
got that one. Cause I'm
before.
about to say you been out living crack.
And
What's that?
Snoop, couple
I
years
think
you
I
gonna be
know.
with me, dog. So
You ain't never lied. Shit. I had a friend pass away at 39, so I can't wait till I hit my 50s. I'm gonna be a Hulk Ruger in this motherfucker.
DiCaprio.
Shaking,
What,
Stacking
shaking
what's
some
going
old
cash
on?
ass and
around
shit.
DiCaprio.
What's going on, R&B? What's
Hey,
going on?
hey, what's
Is that
up?
talent?
Hey,
yo, talent, what up,
Oh, that's
Hey,
my
dog?
fave. Hey, talent.
hey,
talent.
Long
what's
time,
up with
bro.
you all? But yeah, I wanted to say this because Snoop was correct. Ghetto, what you basically said was out of respect to the white man, will not use the N word. But
I
shouldn't you
thought that's what I
respect?
heard.
you shouldn't respect other black men and yourself by not using the word.
Yeah, yeah,
Uh,
absolutely. That's what it's about,
uh,
growing up. Stop being so
yeah, yeah,
reckless with the word. Yeah.
yeah,
And it took
yeah,
the fact that I got a white guy that won't use it, but I use it recklessly. Who the fuck am I?
But
Why
you're
am
not
I
yeah,
supposed to
oppressing my
use it.
own people?
yeah. But it was, yeah, but I think the
Why am I
point,
keep pushing this? Why am I keep pumping dysfunctional
yeah,
into economic dysfunction, social economic dysfunction? Why I gotta keep pushing it and my
yeah,
white homeboy don't do that shit?
Because it's your
yeah,
AAV. It's your
yeah,
AAV right to use your African American vernacular, whatever the E
Yeah,
stands for.
exactly. I got a
However
The
you
right to
want
be
to
E is
use
ignorant.
it.
English. The E is
Exactly,
English.
Okay,
talent.
thank you.
Exactly, talent. I got a right to be ignorant.
yeah,
I should
yeah.
keep
No,
using that right, talent. Shouldn't I cut that right loose at some point?
well, it's about evolution, and it's like the B word. Some brothers, even the most intelligent brothers, are quick to call women B's. Now, no matter how much I get upset with a woman, that's not the first thing that comes to my mind, or the last thing that comes to my mind. It just
Great
I
analogy,
don't think
brother.
about it. I don't think about it, but I think it's about maturing. And for me, I never used it, so it wasn't about maturing with me. But I think for other brothers, and such as yourself, I think and unfortunately, it took a white man to get you to see this point. But
Sad. Sad.
yeah, but yeah, I wouldn't use that word. I mean, it comes with a lot of baggage, and people try to normalize the use of it by saying, well, this softens the blow and all of this other nonsense, which gives white people, it emboldens them to kind of use the same type of slurs. And I used to deal with a white trash family, and out of
Jesus.
respect to me, they wouldn't say the N word, but they would say my nickel to each other. And I found that more offensive because I knew what they were saying. And Envy, I was listening to you earlier. You were kind of alluding to that when white people call each other my cracker and what's up, cracker.
Right.
You have
Yep.
to understand
Okay.
what's really going down with that. And I was glad that you mentioned that, Envy, because that happens a lot too. If you spend any time down south, like I had around, in the backwoods, off the roads, into the
Mm,
trailer parks where real white trash lives. And I say white trash not to be insulting, but
right.
they'll refer to themselves as white trash. And I got to know them. And that's part of the thing is you have to really get to know people. Now I will say cracker from time to time, and I gotta get myself out of that. But once you get
Yes.
to really know who you perceive, who people will train you to believe is your enemy, and get to know them, and vice versa, as they get to know, hey, black people aren't all like what you see on TV or in movies. There's a
Ta-
different side. It's about ignorance. They don't know, and so that's why I've always been about trying to let people, you know, to be non-judgmental. Now, online, in this
Can I ask you a
particular
question,
sector,
Talent?
yeah, go ahead.
Okay, so you said you're trying to stop using the word cracker. Now, I don't know if you were here a few moments ago, but we kind of went over the historicity of that word, right? And cracker back in the 1800s was actually referring to slave owners and slaves when they would whip the slave, the sound that the whip made when it hit that skin, they
Oh,
called it whip
They would
cracking.
make them keep going. So
Yes.
that's part of the reason why they use that talent, because
Mm-hmm.
basically they would put a slave on the horse and they would say cracker, cracker, go, cracker,
Yes.
oh,
harder, cracker, louder,
And
cracker. So basically, when we say
mhm,
that to white people, they're actually
they
laughing
laugh.
at us at the fact that we are being derogatory against ourselves.
Now, to add
oh,
a little more to that talent, it wasn't until the 1900s that the word cracker then became a racial epithet. Why do you think, and I mentioned this earlier in this live, why do you think Cracker Barrel is now forced to change their icon or whatever it is they're using for their symbol? Because it's a black person beside a barrel, and you're calling it Cracker Barrel.
mm,
And let me ask you
Just
this,
thought I'd throw that
talent.
out there.
Do you
yeah,
call
what's up?
yourself Africa? Do you call yourself African American?
No,
Okay, good. One of my least favorite terms. All right, so let's go ahead. Here we go.
Yeah,
Here's
but he
mine.
could. You haven't. You don't know if he's
Okay.
Caribbean, but you
Okay.
before you assume that he
That's
wouldn't.
fine.
I don't know
Okay.
that he's
Okay.
not
That's fine.
Caribbean or.
Okay.
No, no,
Okay. Let
no.
me
It's
ask
just
them this
aside from
way.
all of that, I refer to myself as a black person. That
Well, he's Rick
that's
Fox. I
Right,
mean,
right,
come
right,
on.
right. Right. No, no,
uh,
no. We'll put all that aside. Here you go, talent. This is literally why I don't call. I can't stand African American. Let's
There were
go.
melanated people in North America way before Columbus and the transatlantic slave trade. But guess what? The white man has a theory called out of Africa theory. So technically, even the white man theorizes that all of civilization came from Africa. The Europeans, the Spaniards, everybody came from Africa. The Europeans had their own ethnogenesis. The Spaniards had their own ethnogenesis. The Aboriginal blacks have their own ethnogenesis. The black Aboriginal Australians have their own ethnogenesis. But why is it that only black Americans are mislabeled as a dual continental misnomer, African American? Why can't we have our own ethnogenesis when we've been in this land for centuries?
Shout out to
That's
Mike
why.
TV.
Shout out to
wow.
Mike TV for sure.
Wait, wait. Who was that?
Mike
That's
TV.
Mike TV. Yeah, Mike TV is. Woo. Yeah,
Yeah,
I highly recommend Mike TV. That's where you're going to get your because they have debates about who's indigenous and like oh my gosh, Mike TV's on point.
absolutely.
That was during
Oh,
a
okay.
debate. He
I ain't
won
got
that
mental
debate, and
space
that
for
was
none of
his
that
net.
shit.
I get it. Jesus.
Shut up, Ghetto. Shut
Talent
up.
was actually talent was actually up here to take your black card. So
Oh
like,
no, no,
excuse me,
no, no,
ghetto.
no.
You stop saying the N word over a white guy. Like,
Well,
let's go.
hey, wait, wait. Look, ultimately, it doesn't matter how he got there. He's there now. So you know.
Right.
But I'm just giving him a hard time. But look,
I know.
I'm enjoying the show. I almost said you three because Ghetto's kind of like
Ooh.
a co-host in a way up here. You know, I always like hearing Ghetto. Ghetto, how are you like in Milwaukee? You been out to Grand Avenue Mall?
Yeah, well, that's where I lived when I was here last. They turned Grand Ave into an apartment building, lofts at
Are
Plankerton.
you
I have to.
serious?
Yeah, I was living
Oh,
there. Yeah,
man,
so
that's
no, now we
crazy.
have a condo and we trying to figure out if we're gonna get something bigger, but we right outside I'm right outside of downtown. I could walk to the Deer District.
Oh shit,
Hmm.
man. Things have changed, man.
Yeah,
They used to be.
Milwaukee's that downtown is finally coming out a little further. It's finally
Yeah,
they built a brand new art museum right next to the Deer District. So they really but the problem is they run out of space on the right side because of the highway. So I think they're gonna tear that other 794, the one they built to go down by the Summerfest. They're gonna tear
yeah,
that down and turn that into a community outside of their historic third
yeah,
ward.
yeah.
So
One of my good friends lives out in Mequon, which
yeah,
is very close to.
I
Yeah,
play that golf course. Yeah, that's where a lot of the affluent live.
yeah, 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 man.
My homeboy,
Definitely,
the white dude I was talking about, owns a car dealership. We go out on Lake Okachi all the time. I think that's how to
uh,
pronounce it.
I'm not
We
familiar
got a
with it.
boat on Lake Okachi. Yeah, that's west between Madison and Milwaukee. It's
Yeah.
beautiful
Oh,
too, like
Madtown,
Mequon.
man. That's my spot. That's my spot, Madtown,
Madison
man.
is
Hey,
crazy.
hey,
It's okay.
hey.
So is
On
Madison really
Halloween,
dope? Is Madison really
they,
dope?
Madison is where
yeah,
University of Wisconsin is.
yeah, yeah.
I
Okay.
If you
lived
go
at. I
on
lived
It's
Halloween.
at. Yeah.
bonkers.
I
Because
Yeah,
lived
if you
at
I'm
go
supposed to be
thirteen
I'm
fifty.
supposed to be
I
going
lived
to
at
Madison.
1350. I lived at 1350 North Lake Shore Avenue.
There,
North Lake Shore Drive.
there's no there's nowhere that drinks more in the world than Madison, Wisconsin.
What?
you're not
Yvonne, I
lying.
responded to you. The
There's
comments right
Google it.
there.
Google it. It's one of the top cities in the world for drinking. It's unreal.
Yeah,
Oh
he
my
ain't lying.
God.
He ain't lying. On Halloween, State Street. I don't know if it's that way now, but State Street used to just go crazy, go real
No,
That's
wild.
got me
every
nervous.
of 9 out of 10 people are piss drunk
Oh God.
on the right holiday in Wisconsin. Piss drunk, not
Eh,
just average drunk. Like they had average 10 drinks per person.
Well, Wisconsin people love to drink, man, because they don't have much to do. There's
Yeah,
not
that
much
winter
out
time is
there.
no joke here.
Yeah,
Yeah,
They got
yeah,
nothing
it
to
is.
do.
nothing.
Yeah, yeah. But look, I just came up here to
All
give
right.
Ghetto a hard
Appreciate
time and
that
let you
talent.
two know. And look, I've been watching you and R&Y, and you've been holding your own. You've been stepping it up because R&Y was giving me a hard time in the chat one because I said Envy needs to step up his storyline game. And
Yep.
then a couple days later, he started. He started. Hey, he started. So you get in there, man. Just keep it up because I'm enjoying it. I'm
I'm
like,
just throwing
oh, Envy.
spaghetti at the wall,
Yeah,
man.
I'm like envying some shit now, man. I'm like, yeah, so I'm loving it. I'm loving it, and even R&Y is getting into it kind of. So I
Yep,
enjoy
Thank
it.
you.
But
absolutely. Appreciate
yeah,
that
but
talent.
Thank you.
hey, okay, I'm out of here. Do you have to
All
boot me
right.
out of here? Because I don't want to,
Yeah, 'cause
mess
ghetto up
anybody's
here.
time up.
Oh,
You know,
okay,
ghetto up
okay,
Yeah.
here.
yeah. I got you. Ghetto, he's rich
Talent
with
peace,
one
brother. It was
jacked
good
up
talking to
phone.
you.
All right, Ghetto, last words because we're gonna close out and go to the evening show.
Yeah, so I gotta eat crow. Envy. Oh man,
Yeah,
I knew y'all was happy. I came in here today. On why I was
Yup.
like, go ghetto. I
absolutely.
was
As
like,
soon as
whoa,
I
whoa,
saw y'all,
whoa, whoa,
as soon as I
I
saw
was
you, I was like,
looking.
ding
whoa.
dong.
Well, y'all
Listen.
know I ain't no punk though. Y'all know I was gonna hit the link. You
I
know I wasn't
know.
gonna hide. So
But you know it
I,
would go the other direction if I was wrong.
I would be
You
all
would
on
be on
your
a
ass.
free day. I would have to go to Broadway's, Coolidge.
Bro, I was running to all sectors. But
All right,
nice.
ghetto.
IB, balls in your court. You gotta hit the
Yeah,
link
it
tonight, IB.
is.
We gotta kick it, bro. Later.
If he
Damn
doesn't,
right,
oof.
Yvonne. I'm black and I'm very proud about being black. Okay? Very.
Yeah, absolutely. All right. So the one thing I don't do, I know you guys get tired of me saying it. If I got a redirect set up, if I play any music or any dumb shit like that, it doesn't work right. So I'm gonna go ahead and end the live. I will be back here at 1 o'clock. And
Hey.
I'm gonna see what happens tonight. I don't know. We'll see. Uh, Hopefully, I don't have to talk to IB or if I'm set up to go talk to the next person, the next
Right.
person. But it is what it is. But tomorrow I'll see you guys at 1 o'clock, and
Mm-hmm.
then RY will be back here. Wait, we'll be back here at 5:15, and we're
Yep.
also going to let you know a little bit about the new schedule.
Yes.
RY is going to add a day
Yes.
to the schedule due to popular demand.
Have a good
It'll more than
workout.
likely well, it'll more than likely be Wednesday, Friday, Sunday, and then we'll be together some days. And then you guys know I always rock out the 1 o'clock show. So I'll holler at y'all. I appreciate you. See y'all at 1 o'clock tomorrow. Bye.
Bye.